For 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. How we doing? Welcome in. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm realizing,
No,
still not fixed.
the 1 and the 23 are correct. Okay, no attention to anything left of the third digit.
Can we just have like paper numbers and flip them over each hour?
All you need to care about is that.
Old scoreboard.
I mean, we get what matters.
Like the scoreboard at Fenway.
Yeah, that's right. It's on.
Okay. Well,
I'm glad you noticed as the show began.
yeah, as the show
As we
began.
dove into this thing.
So Halen didn't come fix that yesterday, Vic?
No.
He was working on KTSA stuff, huh?
Yeah, they took
They priority, yeah. That's
Well,
garbage.
They're having. Well, you know, in their defense, it's kind of like they got their own Super Bowl stuff going on right now
What?
with the president and Davos and everything going on with the world.
There's always something going crazy with our president.
Well,
What
I
are you
mean,
talking
this is
about?
one of those where they've got like I was talking to Famous James, and it's kind of like one of those. They were going to break into live programming, so they got they're running around with their hair on fire.
Oh.
So they're dealing with the.
Yeah, it's like the Super Bowl, the draft, all in one.
Well, yeah, I guess so. I would think that like election time would be the time, and I guess it is. We're close to elections, huh?
Yeah.
Well, midterms are this year.
Okay.
There's special elections here and there, but the midterms in November are what matters.
I don't know if anybody else has noticed. Is there a name that pops out to you on any of the signs around town over and over again?
Well, it depends on the part of town you're in. So, what are you seeing?
Mark Teixeira.
Oh, yeah. Have you
Who's that?
seen what is what he
that?
has on it?
So Mark
Former
Teixeira is
baseballer,
a
dude.
former Yankees, Braves, Angels, and Rangers first baseman.
And the Rangers thing, keep
What?
in mind, is the hook because he's running for Congress.
Yeah. And it's like, I was like, what are the odds? There's a guy named Mark Teixeira
Yeah.
who's
With
running.
the same name.
Oh, that's him.
No, it's him.
It's him.
And I'm like, I don't know if I want Mark Teixeira in charge of my government.
Well,
Or in my
I'm not gonna get
government.
political, but yeah,
Darn Yankee.
I can tell
Yeah,
you
the
that
Yankee.
what he lacks in depth and perspective, he makes up for in bank account.
Listen,
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
this is
I don't
a-
know any of Mark Teixeira's politics, but all I know is Mark Teixeira's in politics now. That's weird.
This is the Teixeira campaign. When you're a man or a person who already has a name,
Yeah.
They're not Teixeira. Everybody goes, is that? So all you got to do.
He got me. He hooked
All
me.
he has to do in this primary, in this thicket of primary, is just keep logging the dog whistle hand grenade words.
Yeah.
Teixeira says, just
Grand
and
slam.
It doesn't matter what he says. It's just that he says it. So you're going to hear a lot of. I can tell by his billboards. He's a dog whistle campaigner. Now I don't know his merits, but I know this is a thick campaign. And if it was me running it, all you got to do is remember the name. So when they go stand in that little booth, they go, I remember Teixeira. That guy hit a dinger one time for me.
Five-time Gold Glover.
So,
I mean, he's a World Series champion. What do we mean?
Stay in the fight till the bitter end, and maybe you'll shake loose. And because all you got to do is win when you win the nomination, then all the money pours in.
Yeah. Let's see. How many home runs do we think Mark Teixeira had?
I'd say he probably got 20 a year. How long did he play? 10?
He played from 2003 to 2016.
Wow, it's still all the way to 16.
Yep.
13 years. I give him 175.
How about 409?
Holy crap.
Yeah. Mark Teixeira, elite switch hitter. One of the all-time leaders in home runs for switch hitters.
He's got what he's doing is working because you saw it.
Yeah. I mean,
know what I mean?
I would have never had. I mean, I'm trying to see if there's anything about his politics on his Wikipedia page.
This is a race to the right on that side.
Oh, is he a Trump guy?
I don't know. I'm not going to throw. I don't know. I can just tell you what my perception is by the billboards that I've seen.
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen any
Yeah,
billboards.
the billboards have words like illegals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
he's a
when I
rough
saw that, I went, all right, I know where you are.
Boo.
Well, listen, I'm not booing the guy.
I'm not
He's
saying
a World
good or
Series
bad.
champion. What do you mean?
But when you define yourself, I don't have a problem defining you. So he's defined himself.
Here's something crazy. Mark Teixeira's mom died in 2015, December 2015. In early 2017, Teixeira's dad got remarried to Sherry McCann, the mother of Teixeira's teammate, Brian McCann.
That's cool.
That's weird.
Why?
That's like if my mom married your dad.
Well, I mean, they're I know they're adult. Why not? What's wrong with that? I mean, you're like, as long as they're happy.
Yeah,
Now
but
you
then,
got
like,
a teammate that's like a bro.
I know, but do you want to hear our parents doing sex
Well, I
to
don't want
each
to hear
other?
any parents doing sex.
Right? I mean, you know, Mark Teixeira is sleeping in his little bed with his baseball sheets going, it's like in
Right.
Step Brothers. He's like, do you hear that?
Your mind wanders to some strange places.
I think Mark Teixeira and
well-
Brian McCann became like the guys on Step Brothers. They were just sleeping in bunk beds, you know, plenty of room for activities
They
now.
based the movie on them.
Yes. That's what I like to imagine that,
That's
actually.
the congressional run.
That's what I like to imagine.
The Congress is like the Catalina Wine Fair.
Yes, the Catalina wine mixer.
Wine mixer.
That's
this
right.
Is, this is a big deal.
Yeah, so I know nothing of Mark Teixeira's politics other than I know he's running
I
for
saw
office.
it for the first time and thought, yeah, that makes some sense.
Yeah, so
Good luck to all.
I will say-
I'm not choosing sides.
I will say he is the best hitter that is available. If
As far
that's
as
what
I've seen, I mean, I haven't seen anybody else.
Yeah. I mean, you tell me a guy who's he was a Gold Glover at third base and first base in his career. Come on, man. That's a guy you want representing you at the All-Star game. Now, I don't know if you want him representing you in Congress. I don't know. I'm not here to tell you which way to go.
Pulled up there?
I-
What
I-
district is he running?
I don't see any of that stuff about his politics. I can't find it. But
That's not a good thing then.
Yeah, probably not. Let's see. Mark Tex Teixeira for Congress, running for the 21st Congressional
go.
District. How about that? He is running after incumbent Representative Chip Roy announced he was running for Attorney General.
Yep.
Wait, don't we have an Attorney General?
He's running for Senate.
Is he going to prison?
Paxton's running for Senate.
I hope so.
He and Cornyn
Okay.
are going at it on the Republican side.
Oh,
Tallarico and
I like
the Congress lady from
I like
Houston
Tallarico. He's good.
are going at it on the Democrat side. It's probably the best congressional fight in the entire country because we got
so
you
Cornyn
got
and
four.
Paxton are going against each other?
Yeah, absolutely, brother.
And them-
It's a slugfest in Texas.
So that means those two guys have been in office forever. Both of
Cornyn's
them.
been in office since 2000 or aught, a long time. He came out of San Antonio, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a San Antonio type. And yeah, Paxton's been in since the Patrick Abbott. Sweet.
That dude's a survivor. I mean, he does everything you can do to
The
mess
dude
up.
got
he does.
served by federal marshals and ran out his backyard, jumped the fence,
Yeah.
and ran away. That's our attorney general.
Yeah,
running from service.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. But so you're telling me whichever one of the I mean, there's a world where because it does seem like the two Democrats are gaining some moment. I doubt a Democrat will win. I mean,
It's an uphill slug, man.
yeah, no doubt. But there's a world where you're telling me if the Democrats won, maybe both of those guys are out of office.
It's entirely possible. Well,
So-
one of them's
or-
going to be out regardless.
I was going to say, yeah, one's out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea they were running against each other. Shows what I know. Shows
Well,
what I know.
you were talking about, is this a big year? This is, it's ramping up, brother.
Yeah.
This is going to be the most expensive midterm election in the history of our country. And that's like real estate getting more expensive. Of course, that's going to happen. But it's going to be X-fold when you
Well-
talk about the seats that are at stake.
Well, I fill out my my ballot much like the All-Star ballot.
Well,
so Mark Teixeira's probably got my vote, to
I'll
be
tell you
honest.
what, there are worse strategies.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
I need a power hitter in Congress.
Tommy Tuberville.
Yeah, I know him. Honestly,
Say no more.
Rob, this is why I think you should be in government. I don't know why you don't run for local office.
I've seen the
Everyone
seen
knows
the
you.
guts.
You're a lovable character. I'll be your
I have-
campaign
I have
manager.
skeletons, man. I have things that I can't get out.
You don't want to show your tax returns.
I ain't showing my tax return. I'll tell you that for sure.
Just say like Trump. I can't find them.
Yeah.
Just say, when they say this is the deadline, you've got to show them. Just say no, I'm not going to show them.
Unfortunately, I've been a part to a variety of court pleadings that are available.
Damn it!
This is not the best thing.
I've got a pretty clean record. If you want to back me, if you want to endorse me,
yeah, but we'd have to do the Teixeira stuff. You just log hand grenades every day until
I'll do
people
that.
start taking
yeah.
pop shots at you. That's why you know you've gone far enough in the direction you want to go.
Vic,
when people are starting to try to kill you.
Whatever office I run for, do you want to be my vice? Like be my number two
why
man?
not? I do that.
Because I'm gonna need the Latino vote.
I'm there. I'm about 80% of the Mexicans here because some of us talk Spanish, but some of us don't.
Yeah, but the problem is Brown as your last name isn't really going to help us much.
That's how he's identified by ICE, though.
I was going to say, do you have
I have to have that name because they overlook my name. They're like, no, not him.
Do you have a name that could be like a family name somewhere that you could maybe we could throw on okay, yeah.
Alvarado. That's my grandmother, my dad's mom's side. Yeah.
So Victor Brown Alvarado will call you,
or VBA.
Yep. But the billboards will say Hoffman Alvarado.
Yeah, it'll say Vic B. Alvarado.
And what office do you think you're running as a vice president of?
Oh,
there's really only one.
Victor is better than Vic.
So you guys going to run for
with
what?
a C, not a K, because then they think I'm Russian.
Yeah, I don't want that.
What are you running for?
I don't know.
Well, there's not too many places where you're running as a ticket.
Well, that's what I mean. Even
so if it's president, that's about it.
No. So I mean, if I'm the comptroller, I'm gonna need a vice comptroller.
Oh yeah. See
that you don't see the thing about that job is he doesn't have to run. You just hire him.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sweet.
But I want him to run because I want to get the Latino vote with the name Alvarado.
I'll change my name. I'll legally change my name.
Well, that does you no good because he'll always work for you. I wouldn't elect him.
Well, I guess.
I mean, maybe saying I'm going to hire this guy no matter what.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Maybe
you wouldn't need him, is what I'm saying.
I guess what I could do is, I could just make up. Like, you remember when, like Beto tried to pretend like he was Mexican? Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll just cut. Like, can we give me a Mexican nickname that people will buy into?
Look how it worked out.
Yeah, but that's because he ran as a Democrat in Texas. I'm gonna run as a nonpartisan. Because I'm gonna appeal to both sides of the aisle.
So you want to be like Paco?
I don't know, Paco.
Pasquale.
That might work.
Wasn't Perot?
Let's see, Chico.
Ooh, Chico's pretty good.
Let's see here.
What about Chongo?
I'm down.
Does that mean monkey? It does, doesn't it? Yeah, that's not good. It sounds cool, but I don't want to be called the monkey.
I don't think there's a future in that.
No, you're right.
That was a whiff to begin with.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't run for.
You're gonna have to learn. You're gonna have to learn the slang though. You learn a little bit of Spanglish.
I can. Anytime people are excited, I'm just gonna yell "Orale." That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, and that's your tagline.
Yeah, dude, we've got this figured out.
Yeah, you've got it.
Mark Teixeira's going down. He is. No, I won't run against Teixeira. I've got to count on this platform as like my. That's going to be my ticket, and obviously you and your father and brother's endorsements. We're going to count on.
I think we're on the other side of the fence.
What?
I don't think we'd do you any good.
What do you mean?
I'm just saying our political persuasion might land somewhere elsewhere than yours.
I don't know.
And I don't think our endorsement would do you any good at all. It might be a negative.
No, it'll do wonders. I don't think we're all that different, Rob.
Nah, they're Aggies. It might.
I'm a man of the people, and that means all the people. I'm not. Republicans buy shoes too, is what my tagline is.
The problem is you don't get to say that till after you get through the partisan election.
Oh,
you have to be the Republican at that point.
Oh,
see what I'm saying? Unless you're going to run as an independent, and then you're going to get a bunch of signatures and that.
Well, that's what I wanted to do. I don't want to be a Republican. I want to be an independent.
Well, you're going to have to go get some signatures to get on the ballot.
I can do that. Vic,
yeah,
I'm going to give you some papers to pass around Flea Bottom.
All right.
Rob, if you can take this to some of your wealthy elite friends.
They need to be in Spanish, though.
Just tell people to put an X, Vic.
Yeah.
All right. We'll consider the right position for me. We got a lot to get into today. What a We got what a weekend of football we got coming up. Well, I say a weekend. It's just a day
just
of
Sunday.
football. Yeah, it's
Still make it a weekend.
Hey, well,
We're all going to be snowed in anyway.
it's
or
going to
iced
be,
in.
the effort will be to get there.
Are we all going to die?
Well, I get mad
Are
at
you
San
nervous?
Antonio. Well, I get mad at San Antonio. And the pictures at HEB are obvious. We're already lit. We're already at DEFCON 3.
Yesterday was
we're at
bad.
DEFCON 2 right now.
Yep.
And we haven't even gotten to the cold doesn't get here till Saturday. And, I get on San Antonio for, simmer down. It's okay.
Yeah.
We're going to be all right. Until, so it started last night with the weather. And they're like, it's going to be bad. Then I get ready to go to bed. I lay down. And, I have Alexa by the bed. Alexa, notifications. 3, count them, 3 Google weather alerts. All for the same thing that came within 12 hours. All saying the same thing, given the same time frame. But it was 3 different times. And then I get in my car, turn on, as I do every morning, to my Google Maps, my Waze. Is there any traffic issues? Right. And the first thing that pops up there is, it was the weirdly worded, inclement weather made something alter route. And I'm like,
no.
It's 51 degrees. What are you talking about, inclement weather?
Yeah.
So while I get mad at San Antonio, everybody else with the warnings, simmer down. You're causing people some undue unrest.
Did you guys do any preparation yesterday?
I did.
Well, he was going.
I went to HEB too.
Yep. Went to HEB, got water.
How much water did you get?
I got just one case of bottled water, but I have a lot of water bottles that we use. What is it for? Like the distilled water for the coffee. I fill those up when they're empty, so I have a bunch of backup water in case there's pipes frozen. And I got gas for the generator, so now I have 2 5-gallon things of gas, and that's it. I mean, that's all I can do. Right?
I mean, we just ride it out, and maybe we die.
It's only 2 days.
Yeah, and it's only, it's going to be cold as hell.
But what, is there a chance,
but pipes are going to freeze. We're going to lose some branches if we get any kind of rain.
They were saying the wind chill is going to be 7.
But
I bought 2 of those things to put on my faucets outside.
Yeah, you probably don't need that.
I put those on.
The only problem with those is
I'm very prepared.
sometimes it's better to leave them running. Sometimes it's better.
Oh, no, yeah.
If it's going to get down to 6 degrees, that no matter what you got covering, it ain't going to do much.
I just
sometimes
put an old T-shirt.
Well, that helps. But when we're talking about sustained 6, sometimes it's better to leave the water running. At least for me, because I'm on a well and we work off gravity. Every other pipe does too. But for me, there's a certain level of temperature that wrapping the pipes, no, you got to wrap them till the nozzle and then let it run.
Really?
Because it'll freeze through, yeah.
Oh, great. Now I'm second-guessing my decision.
Well, no, I think that's fine. Just monitor.
Just
If we're sustained under 20 degrees for more than 24 hours, you might want to turn your pipes on. You might want to have a drip going.
Okay.
Seriously, because that's when it gets you, especially everything 6 inches to the above ground and up.
Yeah,
that's when it gets you. But that's still a couple of days away. In fact, it's already getting a little bit better than what they were first saying.
That's what I figured.
So
that's what it normally does.
It's going to get above freezing at some point on Monday. It looks like Sunday's going to be a bear, though.
Yeah.
It looks like Sunday. And if there's any kind of precipitation, 1/4 inch of ice on a branch, it's coming down.
Yeah.
If it's weak. And the good news is, it's been, 4 years? 5 years?
Yeah. Since the Great Freeze?
Since the Great Freeze?
It's been 5 years because I was in Texas when that Great Freeze happened.
I still have piles of mulch on my property from then. So I don't think my branches have grown back to the extent that anything like that could happen.
That's
again.
when my tree died.
That was natural attrition. I lost a lot.
Your tree that just fell over in the yard?
Yeah, it hung around for like 3 years, and it finally just tipped over.
That falling, I'll never forget that morning laying in bed, and I thought I was hearing gunshots.
And it was branches breaking?
It was branches falling off trees and hitting the ground and shattering.
Damn.
Wow.
That's nuts.
Well, I don't want that
and
to
that
happen.
was in COVID, too.
Yeah.
That was when God was trying to tell us something.
Yeah, I don't want it to be that cold.
Yeah.
Let's just have a cold day and then go back to work.
I'm down, man.
That's all I'm saying.
Warm up by about 3.
My biggest fear, more than death or starvation.
Is freezing to death?
No, worse than that. Is not having power for the football games on Sunday.
That's why keep your instruments charged.
Now you know why I got
you
the
never
gas
know,
for the
man.
generator.
Yeah, keep those keep your batteries back up. At least
I guess
you can always watch it on your device.
Yeah,
it could be worse. But
my iPad, I'm charging. I told my wife, I was like, "Don't nobody touch my
keep
iPad
that
because that may be our only lifeline to football."
Sucks that it is 2026 and we sit as a city, as a state, going, "I hope our power stays on."
Yeah. That's
Our
why
grid doesn't get overloaded.
That's why when I run for comptroller, I'm going to say we're fixing the grid.
And this has nothing to do with politics. I mean, with party. This is just we are a selfish state.
Rob, that's me. Nonpartisanly, I want to fix the
both
grid.
Both sides of this fence are just
Ted Cruz did leave yesterday or the day before.
I did see Ted Cruz left again.
That's a good warning sign, man.
That's a bad omen for us.
Teddy's gone. You better batten down the hatches. He had his go bag.
There's two things you know about Ted Cruz.
Yep, they're not fixing.
If he shows up for your sports match, you're losing. And if he's getting out of town, it's going to be damn cold.
It's getting bad.
All right, we're way over. We'll be right back. More Huddle 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, just one trouble spot, and that's a wreck at 281 southbound. That connector to get onto northbound 35. The connector ramp blocked with an accident. Looks like we just now getting reports of a stall on the west side at Loop 410 southbound at Ingram. Right lane blocked. If you guys see something we're not talking about, do call us on the traffic tip line so we can check it out. 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by American Public University.
Success starts with your drive. You bring the fire. American Public University will fuel the journey. Learn more at apu.apus.edu.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Sean, 93 Toyota 4Runner, 130,000 miles, new engines and transmission. What'd you spend on the engine and training?
$6,500.
Yeah. See, at some point, you need to throw the towel in and let her go on to the graveyard. When you blew the tranny, I didn't mean it like that, like your transmission failed. I didn't mean like you blew a tranny.
I got the tranny.
I'm trying to say it right. Transmission!
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show, Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Well, family, this new year is off to a great start. Everybody, how are those New Year's resolutions?
Dear, my resolution is to cut my damaged hair and just start over.
Dad, my resolution is to take better care of my skin. It's so dry. Ew.
Pops, my New Year's resolution is to work out at the gym. Go up and drink a gallon of bottled water every day.
My resolution is to take up skydiving.
Mom, you're 96.
Don't you make me get it.
Family, my resolution is to replace all our appliances that have been destroyed over the years by hard water.
Sounds like your family needs to start the new year off with installing a Connecticut water system and get a head start on all those resolutions.
This guy's making sense.
There's a reason why we say Connecticut is the last water softener you'll ever own. Call us at 656-PURE. We'll change your water, and it'll change your life.
The last water softener you'll ever own. ConnecticutSA.com.
License number 38961.
Let me ask you a question. Is your roof ready for anything? Well, Stevens Roofing, a locally owned company, has been serving our community for decades. Whether it's a commercial project or residential, or repairing your old roof, or maybe installing a new one, they've got you covered. And now Stevens offers solar. Stevens Solar Solutions can save you money and energy. Stevens Roofing, quality craftsmanship, solar solutions, and local expertise under one roof. Call 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. The new era of UFC on Paramount Plus comes out swinging. Highlight machine Justin Gaethje collides with Paddy the Baddy Pimblett in a must-see high-octane main event. Plus, Sean Sugar O'Malley faces off against Song Yadong in a stand-up war filled with high-level striking.
pay-per-view just got knocked out. Stream UFC 324 live on January 24th, only on Paramount Plus. Visit ParamountPlus.com/UFC to get started.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime! Did you play this yesterday?
I don't think so.
I think you did.
Did I?
Yeah.
He played Cars. I don't think it was this.
No, it wasn't this song. I think it was something else.
I said, Rob, I thought I told you, you're just what I needed.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know.
Was that yesterday?
That dang short-term memory. It's that short-term memory I have.
You've got the reefer madness.
Yeah.
We got a pothead producer who can't remember what he did yesterday.
No. I even forgot what studio we were in.
Just what Vic needed. Orale! All right. Good morning, everybody. What a day. What a day. Happy Thursday, Small Friday, as Rob likes to call it, which means, at least it doesn't always mean, I guess, but it means today that the San Antonio Spurs will be back in action. 12.5-point road favorites are the San Antonio Spurs at Utah. Now, Rob, I need you to remind me of something. The Spurs have played the Jazz this year, right?
A couple times, 1-1 with them.
Okay.
I think 1-1.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
Have we been there twice? No, this will be this. This will be our second. All right, we're 1-1.
They've been both games have been in San Antonio. Yeah. There was a 13-point win, and there was a 13-point loss.
Yeah, the 13-point win was the most recent.
Yes. Do you feel comfortable laying 12.5 on the road?
Well, let's look at the injury report. The first thing I think is something's up.
I mean, I'm guessing Markkanen's not playing because he hasn't been playing.
Well, he actually, I heard he had come back, that his illness was over. I haven't looked at the number at the stats, but I know he'd missed a week, and I was starting to think they were stashing him to trade him, but because they never defined what the illness was.
They never
if he's
trade
still
him.
Gone.
They never trade him. He's always the number one trade target. They never trade him.
I don't know if they have any intent, but when they didn't give us a reason for his absence for up to like 8 days, it started to wonder whether they were stashing this cat. When they came to San Antonio, I thought we were going to see him. Now, I thought he had played the next day, but Keontae George ripped us for 30. So that's the concern. Maybe the expectation is he ain't going to do that again. But 12.5 is a big number. No, I don't like it.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
Spurs have won 3 of their last 4. That's the bright side. The not bright side is their most recent was a road game, and they have one road win dating back to 2 road wins dating back to the beginning of the year. So they are 2-4 on the road, and one of those road wins was the Celtics win, where the Celtics were furious.
When you said beginning of the year, I was thinking all the way back to November?
No, beginning of
January 1.
Yeah. One was against the Pacers, which doesn't count because that's a G League game. And the other one was the Celtics game where the Celtics
throttled the Celtics and
blew a gasket about the officiating.
The reffing didn't happen. But in every one of those roadies, they had the lead. I mean,
well, not the Thunder game.
Not the Thunder game, but that was a mugging in between 2 other games.
No, but you're right. Those other ones, the Grizzlies game, they should have won. The Timberwolves game, they should have won.
So I think the moral and the laurels of this are you're fully capable. And a lot of times you walk out and you played 3 quarters of great basketball. You got the L, but you feel too good about how you played, and it doesn't sting enough. You lost, but damn, we played okay. I didn't think we'd be that good today. And I think sometimes when you're a young team, you get stuck in that mindset. We did better than we expected. Well, learning how to close a game is going to be the key here, because there'll also be this unspoken, we don't talk about it in the locker room, on the plane, but as the clock starts to tick closer and closer to the trade deadline, there's going to be some nervous cats all around the league. And this is, we're 2 weeks out? We're getting pretty close. Yeah. We're going to start seeing those little stressors as the Spurs start this rodeo road trip. So we're going to have the added pressure of being Wemby and the Jets traveling the country and selling places out to see Wemby. The pressure of being this upstart good team. But there's 3 or 4 dudes on this team that should expect to get some kind of news at the deadline. You know, I think that the Spurs, given the up and down nature of the team, are looking for a veteran. I think they've seen some things that could be filled with some skill sets that are going to be available, and I think they're going to be active. So I think we're going to add another stressor to this next couple of weeks as they try to balance out this road and home kind of crap and age into being the team that we think they're going to be in April.
Non-Jeremy Sohan, who's least likely to be on the roster in a month?
Well, I think
of the guys that are on it now.
Obviously, if the Spurs are going to go for something big, a starter, it'll cost a starter.
Yeah,
and it'll cost a bench, and it'll cost a draft pick,
and it'll cost one of these young studs if they go big. And that would. If they're going that big, we're talking about Giannis, and I can't imagine that they're doing that.
No, it ain't going to be that. But, I mean, like we were just talking about Mark, and someone of that stature, it'll take a starter. I mean, he's an all-star caliber player. So it'll take a starter, it'll take a bench, and it'll take a pick. It'll take a combination of those three things, and it won't cost much more than that, but it'll cost a starter if they're going that direction. I don't think they have to, but I think that there's certainly the search for the right fit. You know, and if it came along, I don't think they'd hesitate.
Vassell, Sohan, and a first-round pick?
I think Keldon certainly, as you know, his six-man candidate actually holds a little bit more value to those good teams that are looking for a closer. Sohan, the best definition for him is, without knowing what his medical status is, I know he spends a lot of time with ice on his knees for a dude that doesn't play, is good teams can't afford him, and great teams have him.
Yeah.
And I don't know where he falls into that.
I think my view has changed. I mean, the Spurs have had so much early season success that I think, I mean, obviously we know Wemby's untouchable, but I think Fox, Harper, and Castle will all be on the roster after the All-Star or after the trade deadline.
Unless there's something crazy.
And anybody else, it's kind of like, okay. You know what I mean?
And I don't want to. Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I hate naming names and assigning value to guys because every team's got a different need. And I don't want to say one is lesser than another because all these guys hold value to us. Yeah. And it's going to have because our pieces are coming together and because we haven't been able to define the team because of all the injuries. I wouldn't blame the Spurs for doing nothing just because I don't know if you can say we know what we've even got.
Right.
So if it doesn't happen, I can get it. But I do think, given the nature of this team and the obvious ceiling being raised, I talked to one of the bigger dudes with the Spurs at the game the other night, and even he was like, would you have thought we were here? And I won't say who it was, but it's somebody who mattered. He goes, did you really think you were going to be here with this record today?
Yeah.
And I told him, no, I didn't think so.
No.
And he felt the same way. So I think they realize the situation they're in is far better than they expect.
They're ahead of schedule.
And it's just a matter of how they react to it.
For a team that's like the last 2 years we've said, or really last year we were like, they're behind schedule. We thought they were going to be ahead. We thought they were going to get to the play-in last year. They ended up kind of being disappointing last year. Now they've made up for that. They're way ahead of schedule.
So you could justify keeping everybody. You could look me in the face and go,
let's roll with this.
Let's do this. But I do think in their heart of hearts they realize we know we can get the best team in the West at the right time, at the right place. But a lot of things have to help us.
Well, can you do it 4 out of 7 times?
But I don't think, but I'm not sure they need to know, can we even get there?
Well,
you know?
I want to, we'll take a quick break, and then I want to tell you how much respect the Spurs are getting on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, just one trouble spot, and that's a wreck at 281. Southbound, that connector to get onto northbound 35. The connector ramp blocked with an accident. Looks like we just now getting reports of a stall on the west side at Loop 410, southbound at Ingram, right lane blocked. If you guys see something we're not talking about, do call us on the traffic tip line so we can check it out. 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by American Public University.
The future won't wait. Neither should you. That's why American Public University offers affordable, flexible master's programs to keep you moving forward. American Public University, built for what's next. Learn more at apu.apus.edu.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
This year, I'm giving my hair salon a total makeover.
Total makeover sounds totally expensive.
We updated our logo and colors, so I needed to print new signage, brochures, business cards, everything.
Everything will not be cheap.
Staples did it all, and I saved $100 on my order.
$100? Trim my whiskers, that's a good deal. For everything your business needs to print, let's go Staples.
That was easy.
Offer valid in-store and online. Ends 1/31. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Save on appliances at the Home Depot with up to $1,000 off, plus up to an extra $500 off select appliances like Whirlpool that can keep up with your busy routine. The Home Depot has Whirlpool laundry appliances with Fan Fresh. This feature fans and tumbles your laundry after it's done to help keep your clothes fresh until you're ready to grab them. Shop now and get up to $1,000 off, plus free delivery on select appliances at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $999 or more. Offer valid January 8th through the 28th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your knowledge to work on the events that matter to you. Prediction Markets isn't just sports. It's the Fed rate decision, your favorite award show, and so much more beyond the playing field. Trade events with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the Spurs road trip continues with a stop in Utah.
See how big of a lead they can build and then try to hang on to in the game coming up against the Jazz.
What are the Texans going to do with C.J. Stroud? John McClain ought to know, or certainly have an opinion.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagel, and you're listening to the home of the Dallas Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This was the apex of Chicago House right here.
Yeah.
Mars needs women.
All right. I was talking about how much respect the Spurs are getting right now. I want you to list the teams that you think have better odds to win an NBA title right now than the Spurs. Teams that are favored over the Spurs to win it all.
Okay. And it doesn't matter conferences.
No,
just
any
okay.
conference.
So above the Spurs right now, OKC, Denver.
You can stop.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, Houston?
Nope.
That's wrong. Yep. Houston should be up there. I do think there's an East Coast team. I don't know which one. I think if I was to put my money on it.
Not the Knicks.
Detroit or Boston, maybe?
I was going to say Detroit. That it's going to be in the game at the end.
Yeah, I think maybe this is a little too deferential to the Spurs.
Yeah.
The Thunder are obviously still huge favorites, plus 120, barely even money to win the title. The Nuggets are plus 550.
Mm-hmm.
So they've closed the gap, actually. I mean, the assumption is they're going to get Joker back and
fully functioning at that.
Yeah, and I think most people believe that if a fully healthy Denver team with Jokic is probably the best, they've got the best chance, at least right now, of beating the Thunder.
Yeah, the matchup's the best.
Yeah. The Spurs are third at 12-1. Then you've got Rockets, Knicks, and Pistons tied at 17-1. Celtics at 20-1. Timberwolves, Lakers, Cavs at 30-1. 76ers at 45-1. No one else better than 50-1. So
I hate to say it, but I feel very front runner-ish on this. They're being way too kind to us.
So when I say the Spurs are ahead of schedule, like, I don't like it because it feels like everyone, like, that means outside of our little bubble here, the San Antonio bubble, people think the Spurs are probably better than what we think they are. And we think they're good, don't get me wrong, and we think there's clearly long-term potential here. But I mean, even when they beat the Thunder 3 times in a row, I didn't let myself start thinking about the Spurs as a team that can win a title this season. And it seems like either in Vegas or the rest of the country, they've decided, no, the Spurs are a legitimate title threat this season, and that just feels off.
As you were talking about this, the great difference in Mitch and Pop, and we're seeing good separation, and good and bad. Both. There's some really good things that Mitch does that Pop would have never done. But one of the things that Pop always tried to do was lay low when people were watching.
Yeah.
We didn't win a whole lot of national games. We won them when they mattered. Of course, the playoffs when they hit, but it was pretty common for us when we had a national game, when there was a star coming in town like Russell with OKC or wherever he might be.
We're going to sit Kawhi today.
Yeah, we're sitting Kawhi and let Russell go get 45. And everybody goes, Spurs, forget about them. They're always overmatched. So by the time we got to the playoffs, people always underestimated the Spurs because most of the times they saw them, they were losing.
Yeah.
Well, Mitch is the other side of this coin. The big TV games, we're ready, man. We loaded for bear. In fact, we lose prior games getting ready for the TV games.
Yeah.
So I think we get overestimated because now every time you see Wemby, he is going for 40 and blocking 8. And the next game, of course, he's 14 and 12. But that night, he came to play. So I do think there's a national perception of, holy crap, these guys are good. When really, it's one of those 1 in 5 games that we get mad at when we don't see it happen again.
Yeah.
So I got to kind of get the idea. And I think Mitch is going to learn his lesson. I'd rather be underestimated than over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think sometimes when we hit the road and all these teams are like, and the fans are ready to see what they perceive as one of the top 3 teams in the league get beat by a team like Utah. And they can walk out going, look what we did. Well, yeah, you did, because we ain't as good as you think we are.
They have a run in February where they play Oklahoma City, then they've got a home-and-home with Dallas, at the Lakers, at Golden State, home Phoenix, home Sacramento, at Detroit. There's a bunch of big hitters in there. Dallas and Sacramento are the donkey teams. I would almost guarantee the Spurs lose one of those games.
They'll punt one.
And the Thunder, the Lakers, the Warriors, the Suns, the Pistons, they're going to be up for those. But those donkey games, one of them's they're gonna get caught slipping one of those
And some
nights.
of that I can justify. Yeah, I'd much rather be super up for Detroit and be a man down against Sacramento.
No, you're right.
But I could justify it. But the fact is, the great teams, it don't matter.
Right.
And we're not there yet.
Yeah, again, I'm as excited as anybody about the Spurs. I'm more excited about the Spurs long term than I am about right now. But third favorite in the league to win the title, that just feels like everybody else is maybe the national perception is different than what we've got here.
Well, consider what the last national taste of the Spurs was. If you turn the TV off, the last you saw of the Spurs, even though you read the headline in the morning was they lost, what you saw was a 15-point lead in Houston, a throttling of Kevin Durant, an offensive explosion from 2 or 3 dudes, Champagne raining threes. Who? That guy? So they got another guy on top of Wemby and on top of Steph and on top of Dylan. There's a dude named Champagne who just hit 8 threes. So you turn the TV off thinking the game was over. You hear about the loss, but you remember the team.
Yep.
And that was scary for a while.
All right, let's take a break. We'll wrap up the first hour of our Small Friday show. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
When winter weather hits and the power goes out, will your family still have heat, light, and communication? The Grid Doctor 3300 solar generator from My Patriot Supply gives you serious off-grid power. It'll run heaters, refrigerators, medical devices, and more without gas or noise. Right now, you can double your power for free with a free expansion battery when you order the Grid Doctor 3300. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com and get your Grid Doctor 3300 today. That's MyPatriotSupply.com.
Well, family, this new year is off to a great start. Everybody, How are those New Year's resolutions?
Dear, my resolution is to cut my damaged hair and just start over.
Dad, my resolution is to take better care of my skin. It's so dry. Ew.
Pops, my New Year's resolution is to work out at the gym. Go up and drink a gallon of bottled water every day.
My resolution is to take up skydiving.
Mom, you're 96.
Don't you make me get it.
Family, my resolution is to replace all our appliances that have been destroyed over the years by hard water.
Sounds like your family needs to start the new year off with installing a Connecticut water system and get a head start on all those resolutions.
This guy's making sense.
There's a reason why we say Connecticut is the last water softener you'll ever own. Call us at 656 PURE. We'll change your water, and it'll change your life.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Connecticut. SA.com.
License number 38961.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you.
Now taxes is so free. TurboTax, free edition only. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple form 1040 returns only. Now this is taxes.
Love that jam. Up next, commercials.
Intuit TurboTax free edition. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Free products and services are the best. They're next to non-existent, though. But the next best thing does exist. Barter. Alamo Barter. Right here in San Antonio, if you have a business and provide a product or service, you can barter with hundreds of other businesses that are already members. From trips to a medical visit, restaurants, and home services, Alamo Barter is a great way for you to trade out your skills with others. Call Alamo Barter or visit them online at alamobarter.com. alamobarter.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Vic's in a dance mood today. Vic's feeling it.
Well, I'm over the flu.
Sometimes I get a feeling too, Vic.
This reminds me of that meme of Ham standing in the nightclub at the end of that with the jam going. And
yeah. I have that song. Yeah, I'll play it.
Jose says that Spurs neck tattoo is going to look good on you, AJ. I did say I'll get a Spurs tattoo if they win the title. I don't think I'll get it on my neck. I don't think my wife will go for that. But
lower neck?
If you put a Spurs tat on your neck, you're affiliating, brother.
Yeah,
you're going to have to represent. You're going to have to learn a handshake. Blood in, blood out, brother.
I will
get arrested. You'll be in one part of the jail.
You'll get a special cell.
Yeah, I'll get it, but it won't be on my neck.
No, I got a Spurs. You can get a Spurs tattoo.
Yeah, I said I'll be because I got a.
Where's your the tattoo you got when you lost the fantasy league?
It's on my calf.
Yeah, just put it right next to it.
Maybe so.
Doesn't have to be that big.
Well, I think if we win a title, you should get one on air.
I mean, I'm down.
Oh yeah,
I did.
You know what? I don't want to get it on air.
Why?
Because I don't. Unless we're broadcasting from a tattoo shop, I'll do that.
Oh no,
I'm not bringing a tattooer in this place.
Hygiene isn't included in this deal.
Yeah, I'm not looking to get infected.
All I'll supply is the ink and the needle and.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
A dude named Spider.
Yeah, I'm good on that. I'm not trying to get a prison tat, Rob. I'll and now we've got the technology where we can film it and put it on social media and things like that.
It's just so much more fun to watch people in pain.
Oh, I mean, well, listen.
Who doesn't enjoy that, really?
I don't remember the last time I had a tattoo that hurt.
Oh, well.
Like
you're not doing it in the right place.
I got my.
I can find a place that'll hurt.
I mean, I got my collarbones tattooed when I was 19.
Oh, dude, that hurts.
That hurt.
It was I got the spurs on my shoulder blade. Bad idea.
Really? I mean, I've got my back has my upper back about like that big.
Your tramp staff still looks good, though.
It does. Thank you.
It's hanging in there.
But yeah, the only I mean, I haven't had it. I get them on soft spots now.
Yeah, the shoulder blade, that's a bad idea. And you realize about 3 seconds too late. That's a bad idea.
I have one on the inside of my
that's
bicep
another
here.
bad idea.
That's a little tender.
I won't do that.
But for the most part, I'm not looking to get tattoos where they hurt anymore. I'm not that hardcore.
But no, I wouldn't get a neck tat. But who said that? Who brought it in?
Jose.
I think the fact that it can even be mentioned and you accept the fact is I think your fandom is growing. I think your fandom is coming into focus.
I told you.
And you are a wounded little baby deer who had checked out on another team.
Yeah.
And you have found solace.
Yeah,
in the Spurs.
I broke up with my team. My team since my childhood, I was a Rockets fan, and I broke up with them. And it's
easy to love.
It was their own fault. But I've been a vagabond. I've been an NBA fandom nomad since then, and I want our local team to win. So I want the Spurs to do well. I can't. I'm not a fan yet in the way
Are
that.
you to the level where you would buy, if you had to move, you would buy the Sunday NBA ticket so you could see the Spurs play every night even though you didn't live here? Would you be that yet?
I've got the magic box.
Well, I mean, if you did. But if you had to, like if you left town, would you make a concerted effort to ensure the fact that you could still see the Spurs
I think I
play?
would. Yeah. I'm not like, and I'm not of the, I'm not so much of a fan yet that I have unrealistic expectations of them. Like I'm not one of the fans. Like you know how some fans are like, well, my team's going to win every year.
No, I reserve the right to be incredibly harsh in my judgment.
Yeah, I'm one of those kind of fans.
Because I've invested my emotions in you, and you get both the good and the bad.
I guess I'm going to have to eventually buy some Spurs gear. I don't have any Spurs
I think
gear.
you should go for that lime green number.
I don't like that.
That neon.
Honestly, the coolest thing about the Spurs is their color scheme, and I hate when they mess with it. I don't like the Fiesta jerseys.
We were late adopters. We were the last team in the NBA to say, well, we'll try different stuff. We only did it when they forced us.
I mean, part of me, I mean, I guess I'm glad. I mean, not like being a Bills fan is some great shakes. I got kicked directly in the balls a weekend ago. So, but part of me wishes I was a Raider fan just because they've got the coolest uniforms. The Raiders have the coolest colors, the coolest uniform in the NFL. I wish my team had that. With the Spurs, they've kind of got that.
Yeah, well, again, for you don't like the change. For us that had been stuck with literally the same thing for 40 years, they just never did anything.
Yeah.
To see this change, even though some years I don't particularly appreciate it, I'm certainly happy that it's happening because we didn't have anything other than silver and black, and the logo would change about every 3 or 4 years, but not much.
Yeah, that's the only kind of gear I would have is silver and black.
And that's all I have too, because that's one of the benefits is you don't got to buy new gear, and that's why they decided we better change this up. Everybody's keeping the same shirt for 20 years.
Yeah. Franklin says AJ talking about Jason with the Cowboys. That's true. Yeah, I'm not that kind of a fan yet. Jason Minix believes the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl next year.
To be a Minix, to be a Minix with the Cowboys, and I'll admit, I mean, there's pictures of me at 7, 8. Well, they got here in what 77 was 12. In a uniform. This my fandom of the Spurs goes deeper than the Cowboys.
Yeah,
I've been a Spurs fan longer than the Cowboys.
Well, I've been a Spurs fan for almost 2 years.
I mean, welcome aboard.
And I mean, I don't think it's any coincidence that they are having unprecedented success.
The shirt I have on
unprecedented.
Is about
I think it's unprecedented.
Unprecedented in the last decade.
Well, in the last 8.
Remember, you guys were falling apart, Rob. I don't want to say I came and saved the franchise, but I'm just saying, it was either me.
I will admit
it was either me or Wimby.
There is a coincidence.
Yeah, pretty good timing, don't you
French
think?
Dude's arrival and yours that we will attribute to something.
That's right.
I think that it does. It didn't hurt. I can tell you
exactly.
that. Obviously, it didn't hurt.
Exactly. All right, we'll get off the Spurs for a little while. I want to start looking at these football games that we're going to have over the weekend. I've also got Parker McCollum tickets. And when we come back, I know I think this should be the last time we talk about the Bills before they hire a head coach.
It could be a minute, man.
Speaking of when your fandom takes a kick in the balls, the Bills have somehow made coaching Josh Allen less appealing I'll tell you how on the other side.
From the San Antonio Sports Star Studios, sponsored by George Salinas Injury Lawyers. This is KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
It's a new year, and Aleve is here to help you keep your New Year's resolutions on track. Whether it's a daily walk, hitting the gym, or spending more time with friends and family, Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, Aleve keeps you moving with long-lasting body pain relief so you can chase those dreams and achieve your goals. Don't let body pain slow you down. Keep going with Aleve, because this year is your year. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
The football playoffs are here, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all the gridiron action. You can make picks and win money right now here in Texas, and it is so easy. You pick your favorite players. Are they going to go higher or lower on their stats? Touchdowns, rushing yards, receptions, whatever. You get it right, you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. And I think there's some great opportunities right now because we know some of these teams really care. Some of these teams really don't care. So some of these star players, you expect maybe they'll go out and play a couple snaps and be done for the day. Maybe look at some lowers on them. Maybe take some hires on some of the backup guys you think will get some run. Either way, there's always plenty of action to be had on Underdog. What are you waiting for? Download the app today. Use promo code Alamo. You'll get $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code Alamo. Underdog. Make picks and win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
When I wake up, the best mornings in the morning light start with Wrangler. I put on my jeans and I feel alright. Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Pro Savings Days are happening now at Lowe's. Save $70 on the DeWalt 12-inch miter saw, now just $279. Plus, get what you need delivered to your door or job site with free standard shipping from My Lowe's Pro Rewards members. Don't miss out. Shop Pro Savings Days deals today. Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid through 123. Free shipping not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Subject to change. Visit Lowe's.com/shipping terms for details.
Eczema flaring up again? We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm, it's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like we do have a major accident on Wetmore. Both directions, northbound, southbound, closed between Northeast Loop 410 on the frontage road to just before Broadway. It's an 18-wheeler accident. 281 southbound, that off-ramp to northbound 35, that reg did clear. Connector ramp has reopened. On 151 eastbound at 1604, getting reports of a stall. Looks like it's off to the shoulder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The Spurs look to bounce back from their loss in Houston on Tuesday as they head to Utah and take on the Jazz tonight. The tip is set for 8 o'clock. The Kansas City Chiefs are reuniting with Eric Bieniemy, bringing him in as their offensive coordinator, replacing Matt Nagy. Speaking of Nagy, he interviewed with the Eagles for their offensive coordinator job yesterday. Finally, in college hoops, the Longhorns fell in Kentucky. The Wildcats outscored them 85-80 despite 29 from Dylan Swain. Meanwhile, Texas A&M took down the Mississippi State Bulldogs at 88-68. The Aggies are now 5-1 in the SEC. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowt.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey-oh, 7:02 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Welcome in. Good morning. Happy Small Friday. Oh, tomorrow's going to be so sweet.
Why, just for the day? Or
Yeah, because it's going to be Friday.
Big?
No, I got nothing big going on. But, a good weekend's always. There is UFC
you're
fights
headed
this
for
weekend.
A nice night out tomorrow night.
Oh, yes.
So there is stuff happening.
Yeah, I just had my 19th wedding anniversary on Sunday. And, yes.
You made it. You made it.
Yes.
Yeah, she's getting the Nobel Peace Prize.
And you're probably wondering, how can he be 28 years old and married for 19 years? It's a mystery to me as well. It really is.
Started young.
Yeah, I got married in 5th grade. It was,
in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Or Tennessee.
But we couldn't go out on Sunday night, so we made a reservation for Friday. So I'm going out on the town Friday night, and we're going to dinner down on the Riverwalk and a play at at the Majestic.
Is it a play or a show?
That's a show, I guess.
I mean, is it going to be singing and music?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
It's like it's a Broadway type performance.
So that's a show. There's when you were saying play, I was like, did you really buy tickets to go see a play? Like dudes are going to stand there and
no,
act.
It's not going to be like Othello.
Yeah.
But
okay. So it's a show. You're going to see a Broadway show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And it's from like Water for Elephants, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And then we're going to go grab some drinks after that. So I'm looking forward to that.
For a lovely evening.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So to remind my wife how lucky she is.
I'm sure she needs to be reminded that fairly often.
I know.
You would something that needs to occur on a fairly daily basis.
I'm like, look how hot I am, babe.
Look at what you got going for you here.
Got a Spurs neck tattoo.
Look at this
and
bod.
everything.
Yeah. Check out my neck tat.
It's all for you, babe. All for you.
Yep.
And while you're up, will you make me a sandwich?
Yeah. Well, that's why she likes going out to eat because she doesn't have to make me a sandwich those nights. Although sometimes if the service is too slow, I'll make her go back in the kitchen and check on things. Hey, just show them how to make that sandwich.
Go Karen on them.
Yeah, go in there. And,
ask for the manager.
Give them some help. All right, the lowly Buffalo Bills. Rob and I, we agree. The Bills' job is now the best job available in the NFL.
It's diminishing by the minute.
You know what? You're right.
What's that old saying? My daddy always told me, better be thought a fool than speak and prove it. Just shut up over there. Just shut up.
You're right. Yesterday, I would have said, no doubt, best job. Now, I mean, I think Baltimore is all right there with it, just because I think Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are so close that it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. But the Bills somehow yesterday had a press conference that made the job less appealing. It's like, hey, we've got this great job where you can coach the best football player in the world. You would think there'd be a line around the building. And then the owner and the GM get up on a podium and you go, oh my God, what are you doing? Why are you saying these? What was it? Wasn't there another time this year where it was like the owner got in front of people and it was like, what did he just do?
Well, it wouldn't be the first. You talking about Pagula?
No, there was a different, I can't remember who it was, but there was someone who was like, why would they do that? Why did you just make this job less appealing?
Well, you certainly did anger at least one draft pick.
Oh, man. Yeah. So, first of all, the owner got up and flat out lied about the team being on board with moving on from Sean McDermott, because there were people currently on the team, past players on the team who tweeted, deleted tweets, said, shake my head, this is crazy, what are we doing? The team's not happy about this, okay? About Sean McDermott being fired. Now, I'm sure the team wasn't happy to hear that Sean McDermott said they weren't talented enough, but I think that's a pretty objective observation, quite frankly.
Yeah, that needs no interpretation. We can tell.
But Terry Pagula and Brandon Beane disagreed with that. They think they're plenty talented. And then in that same press conference where they said that they needed a change in voice, and Sean McDermott, the locker room was ready to go, and the reason why Terry Pagula said it, he decided when he went in the locker room after the game and he saw how sad everyone was, he knew that a change had to happen. Dude, of course the locker room was sad. They felt like they got jobbed, okay? And then they said, well, why do you think you lost that game? Oh, we got hosed on a call. Both the owner and the GM said we got hosed on a call.
We didn't lose. It was taken from us.
So then they came back and said, well, so are you saying if that call would have gone the other way, Sean McDermott would still be the head coach? So did you fire Sean McDermott because of a missed call? Because that doesn't really feel right.
Well, if Beane was going to be honest, he was, I'll be honest with you guys. It was him or me. Yeah. There was only enough water for one of us to survive, and I kicked his ass over the side as fast as I could.
And they asked about that. Like, it is so apparent that this was a power play move by Pagula, because it was somebody's head's got to roll. I don't want it to be mine.
2 rats in a bag. One of y'all's going to walk out.
So what does Terry Pagula say? It's definitely not a power play move, because if anybody tried to make a power play move, I'd nip that in the bud. We don't do that here. We all work together.
Except for the guy just fired.
Brandon Beane's going there like, yep, we're no power play move here.
None.
Never. Not me. And then they say, and by the way, that was Keon Coleman, our failed draft pick. And I'm not arguing that he's a failed draft pick. He was a second-round pick. He sucks. But he's got 2 years left on his contract. And they said, yeah, well, that was Sean McDermott's fault. He wanted him. Brandon and I said, we don't want this guy. And Sean McDermott pounded the table for him. You realize he's still on the team. You can't fire him today.
Well,
he's still here. I mean, what are you doing alienating a player who's been on your roster 2 years that you've got for 2 more? It's just dopey behavior. And then, Brandon Beane kind of tried to downplay that the roster wanted McDermott out. He's like, the roster, the players love Sean, make no mistake. And then they're like, well, I thought they wanted him gone. No, they love him. But we just
when you get backed into a corner, you start swinging, and he was swinging.
But it was bad because they were both on stage, and Pagula would say one thing, and then Brandon Beane's face would go, oh no, and then he'd try to say another thing, and then nobody's on the same page.
Well, yesterday,
and now suddenly this looks like a bunch of dopes.
Well, the thing about yesterday was not only did that happen, but the other dominoes are falling. Guys are either being, Flores is a head coaching candidate. The Vikings gave him a raise and said, go with God, but if you end up here, we're certainly happy to have you stay. So it made it a little bit more difficult to hire Brian because he just got a kick. Any kind of the coordinator jobs are starting to disappear pretty quickly. Looks like Philly's going to come into a decision today. You're running out of candidates.
Yeah, the Bills who interviewed Joe Brady. Next up, they've got Brian Daboll and Lou Anarumo.
Which is going to be one of those three. I don't think they're going to be able to look outside of this circle.
And you know what? None of those three are better than what they've got, or better than what they had. That's it. And Brian says it the best. The Bills may have Josh Allen, but the Bills are still a bad organization. And that's a fact. Like, I've said it before, the Bills are just what the Raiders would be if the Raiders had lucked into Josh Allen. Like, the Bills got lucky on a draft pick. They got lucky that people thought Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold were better than Josh Allen, and that has kept their organization competitive in otherwise what would be a disastrous roster.
I think, but they're not alone in this. When they're not the first team to have this spectacular stud and take it for granted and do just everything wrong.
Well, I mean, Cincinnati's in the same boat.
Yeah, I mean,
if Cincinnati didn't draft Joe Burrow, where would they be? But it doesn't mean you're a good organization just because you draft one great player.
Because you stumble into it, and therein lies the rub. The good news is this guy is good enough to transcend that pretty close, so you don't have to go too much
so far
further.
He hasn't been.
No, but, I mean, you've been right at the doorstep, and that's better than most. So I don't think that's the end of the world. It's still, to my mind, the best job because whoever gets this job isn't going to have to follow a legend. You go into Baltimore, everything you look at, see, touch, feel, read was touched at some point by Harbaugh. And you're not,
you're right.
You're following a guy, well, we did it this way for 22 years kind of stuff. That's not the way you're going to have to deal with it in Buffalo.
But
you can come in with a pretty open space because McDermott was not allowed to do what he wanted to do.
He did win 2 out of every 3 games he coached there. They went to the playoffs 8 of the 9 years he was there. I mean, especially if most people don't remember that like Rex Ryan, everything between Marv Levy and Sean McDermott was absolute trash. Like the Chan Gailey era and the Doug Marrone and all these dopey coaches. Right. And they Sean McDermott's the second best coach in the history of the Buffalo Bills. Like he's the second most successful coach in their history.
And how long has he been there?
9 years.
9 years.
So it's not like there's nothing to live up to.
Yeah, maybe I'm looking at it from the outside perspective, but I don't. The thing about it is, you can switch over. The team that Buffalo has today in 2 years after next season, the beginning of the 27th season, 90% of those guys that are on this team are going to be gone. The transition that will happen in the next 2 years is going to be crazy when the new coach gets here and things are just. So you can change your personnel fast. Your personnel will have no memory, no corporate memory of what it was, but for those 6 or 7 dudes that are the bedrock of your team.
Yeah.
So, and you hope that they hold on to that, whatever the good stuff was when you transition. With Baltimore, I'm talking about the color of the paint on the walls. I'm talking about literally. It's like when Jimmy took over for Tom Landry. There's only Harbaugh in Baltimore. That's it. Now there's other names that preceded him, but it's Harbaugh that brought the trophies. So I think that's the only reason I say it's a much more difficult job because not only do you got to win better than the legend.
Yeah.
And that's next to impossible. And all that has to happen in Buffalo is win one more game. Win one more game at the end of the year, and you've already surpassed the last 9 years.
Yeah, and it's a I don't know. I just know that it's not that easy to find a good coach, and you better have a real good plan in place when you fire Sean McDermott.
They didn't.
And it appears that they did not.
Well, he admitted as much. I walked into the locker room at the end of the game.
And I saw them sad.
And I fired the guy.
Josh was crying. Well, yeah. Of course he's despondent after that. Like, he said it himself. He feels like he let the whole team down. B, the whole team felt like they got jobbed out of a shot at the AFC Championship. Like, of course, what do you expect to be happening in the locker room? Like, no big deal. It was week 4. We lost a game. No, of course, everybody's bummed. But that doesn't mean you go back to playing head coach roulette. And the fact that they don't seem to have anyone directly in mind, and especially if they hire from within with Joe Brady or go back to a guy that coached under McDermott and Brian Daboll, like that tells me you're not realizing that the organizational problem isn't at the coach. Because if you just think, oh, Joe Brady's just going to take over and be fine, or Brian Daboll, who's been with this roster, is going to be just fine, you either need to make a full-blown change, which would have meant getting rid of Brandon Beane, or you should have just stuck with what you had. Because there is a world where you go into this Greg Williams, Mike Mularkey, Dick Geron, Chan Gailey, Doug Marrone, Rex Ryan. Every year it's a new coach, and the Bills have done that before, and it sucks.
Let me tell you, when I heard he got fired, I couldn't believe it. It wasn't time. It wasn't the right time to get it done. Good, bad, or indifferent, it just wasn't the right time. And I think now you're going to pay a bit of a price unless there's something sitting out there that there was justification for the firing. Unless there's something in the woodwork for a guy that we don't expect that might have had a conversation over lunch, because that's such a knee-jerk reaction after what was the first time your best guy didn't play his best game. The first time, not the third time, the first time. He didn't live up to his end of the bill.
I just think that and that's the other thing, like the fact that they were saying, oh, well, if it was a bad play or a bad call, and that's how the decision was made, it's incongruent to me. Like it doesn't make any sense. Here's a crazy stat. The Buffalo Bills, since Marv Levy, have had 13 seasons where they won 9 or more games. No, excuse me, 12 seasons where they won 9 or more games since Marv Levy retired. 8 of those were by Sean McDermott. 2 were by Wade Phillips, the 2 years directly after Marv Levy left. And then they had 2 more sprinkled in along the way, one from Mularkey and one from Doug Marrone. This is historically, the Bills are a dummy organization. And I hate to say it, but it's just true. And I don't trust them to do, especially after watching those 2 boobs get on the
Well, who takes the
podium yesterday.
Who's your money?
My money is they do the dumbest thing possible, and
that'd be Daboll.
It'd be Brian Daboll. That'd be the dumbest move possible.
I think Anarumo is going to be the guy that ends up with the gig.
I don't think they go defense.
You don't think so?
I mean, maybe they do because their defense sucks. But I was so bummed today to see that Brian Flores is.
Well, that's not over for him. What Minnesota did for him was a solid. They gave him an extension and gave him a raise and protected their value in a defensive coordinator. He can't go there, but he couldn't before. So they gave him the raise. And go with God. If somebody wants to go pay you, you're welcome to go. Just know you got a home here.
Yeah.
And he's got leverage now, brother. That helped his position, and it made it much more difficult for a team like Buffalo to go get him because they're going to have to pay a little bit more and give a little bit more to get him because now he's got a nice soft bed to lay in. I mean, he's got a good gig.
And now Mike McDaniel's off the table. Like I really think I'm praying that the Bills wait until the Seahawks are done and call Clint Kubiak. That's the only way I'm going to be like remotely excited. I'm starting to feel like this was just the stupidest thing they could have done it's not that I was against firing McDermott, but if you were going to fire McDermott, it needed to be clean house, start from scratch. And the fact that they left the same guy in charge who's made all these decisions, and then they put both the owner and the GM on the stage yesterday and had that clown show press conference, makes me feel like, okay, the Bills are back. They're back to being a joke. And that's how it feels right now. That sucks when you've been this close, and now you feel like of the 3 guys that were running your organization and they haven't looked like dopes for the last 9 years, you fire one and they suddenly look like dopes. Mm-hmm. What's that tell you? There was one guy of the 3 that might not have been a dope. And the 2 dopes are still in charge.
There might all be dopes, brother.
Like a man
from top to bottom.
Where would Larry and Curly be without Mo?
Well, that's what Mo says about Larry and Curly.
I don't know why. You know what I mean? Like Mo was the smart one. They got rid of Mo, and now it's just Larry and Curly. These guys, they can't even.
They're done. They're done.
Oh, they're done. Yeah. What a bunch of idiots. All right, we'll be right back. We'll get off the Bills and we'll get into the football from this weekend. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
We're just about 10 days away from the big game. Your MVPs are coming to to celebrate with you for your big game party. And if you got dogs around, you're most important or valuable player. Are you ready for the people to come over? Does your dog mind you enough to have family over and have him be part of the family instead of a barking thing behind the door? You know, if they need a little bit of training, I got a recommendation for you. It's a Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit, because not only are they the place you're going to take your dogs on the daily if you're heading into town and out of town, you'll make sure they're taken care of, or when you're headed out of town for that long weekend or that great vacation you've been wanting to send 10, 12 days away. You can leave town that long knowing you can take a look at your dog every day in that beautiful pen they get to stay in with the video conferencing. You can tuck in service, nighttime stuff, all the little extra stuff your babies deserve. That's why I prefer Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit to all the other local boarding services, because it's full service and my dogs absolutely love it. Write this number down. It's 210-750-1298. Expert training, taking care of all the beauty stuff you want, and everyday, day-to-day peace of mind. That's Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit. Call it today for your babies and thank me later.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
SpaceX launch went without a hitch. I watched it.
Ignition. Liftoff. Godspeed, Father Time.
Yeah, he's Bob McKenzie.
Oh, hey.
Thanks for the beer, Abe. Great. This is my brother, Doug. Good day.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show, Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinigal here for the Golf Club of Texas. I absolutely love the Golf Club of Texas. They've made so many improvements to the golf course, from brand new cart paths to resodding the greens and fairways. You might think it's a private club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, you know where it is, right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
You can swirl it, you can sip it, but the best way is to share it. Hey y'all, I'm Deanna, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats is how well they go together. You get that bold flavor of the Coke mixed with the smooth deliciousness of the vanilla ice cream. You have a juicy filet and a smooth, creamy float. It's an awesome pairing.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new frosted soda and float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store and online. And now, the more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Limited time. For JD Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Dun, 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 dun. Ah, yes. What do you say? It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1. What do you say, Vic?
Walk.
Oh, good morning, everybody. Enough of me. Yeah, I'm gonna join you, Rob. I'm gonna be a fan of you and Vic. I'm gonna be a fan of a dysfunctional organization again.
The Bills?
Yeah, the Bills.
Again?
Yeah, like all this time they've been masking it.
Oh. You know, the irony of this whole situation is Buffalo, they were this team in the Northeast that had a really great player that I used to pay attention to when he got the 3 o'clock game. But I really never, Buffalo, what's going on in the guts of the organization other than what would be passing sports talk. So the first time I really get to know the franchise was with Hard Knocks. I mean, for most of us, that was our first entry into the Buffalo Bills world. And it was this collegiate Buffalo love fest where that city just loves the organization. And McDermott had cancer, and everybody on the Buffalo squad is exactly who you thought they were, just good dudes.
Yeah.
And the year went not according to plan, but successful. So what you thought you saw on Hard Knocks was basically true. It wasn't just propaganda. They were a really good team. And then for it to end like this, that old Hard Knocks curse is real. I don't know how it came to pass that this happened, but let me tell you, I would not want Hard Knocks to come into my building ever. Only after you have, I know you have to. It's like every so many years.
I mean, you can't say no
unless you've got a new coach. Right, you transition coach, you can say no, or there's some other things that keep you out. And there's other teams that are like Jerry desperately wants it every year. Just come on down, you can have a permanent entry. But you can apply that same curse to the Cowboys. I can say the same thing about the Giants the year before. Sometimes you don't want to see how the sausage was made.
Yeah, teams that are exempt are if you've been on the show in the last 8 years, if you have a first-year head coach, or you've made the playoffs in the last 2 seasons, you're exempt.
So that's a way to get out. And unfortunately, or fortunately for Jerry,
actually, the playoff exemption was removed. So the Bills were the first one to be put in after they removed that rule.
It's kind of crazy that I finally get to know you and you're already out the door.
It does feel that way.
To know anything more than how did you call the game and did you win or lose, and to actually know the personalities behind the scenes, and the whole thing gets blown up.
And it's not to say that. I don't think the Bills are going to win 6 games next year because I don't think Josh Allen. I think he's too good for the Bills to only win 6 games. But I do kind of feel like the Tiger showed its stripes yesterday, and this is still a crumb bum organization, and crumb bum organizations rarely win Super Bowls.
Well, the good news is I think that Josh Allen will be able to fill the vacuum. I think he's in a position to where when the power structure appears to be weak, the guy that's been here the longest, that has the most in-house respect, gets to carry the day, no matter what titles say. So Josh Allen will have more reign now, more say in where this organization goes than he would have without Sean, good, bad, or indifferent. He will. I mean, He is now the man and will have maybe not the deciding say, but have a good 30% stake in the dude that gets hired.
All right, switching it up from a historically bad organization to a historically good organization, the San Francisco 49ers, who the 49ers are scratching their heads about Why do we keep having all these horrific injuries? What is going on?
It's worthy of attention.
Why can't we stay healthy? And I would get it, like
A&M had the problem.
Okay, maybe our training staff, maybe there's something going on there. Maybe our equipment, something there. The 49ers intend to investigate the viral conspiracy theory that the electrical substation near their training facility in Levi Stadium is contributing to their injuries.
Hey, man, I don't think any attempt to fix a problem is wrong. It's just how you allocate your time and your resources. I don't think that's the reason. But hell, given the situation over the last 3 years, I'll look at anything. I'm not kidding. When you look at the number and scope of what they've dealt with, it sounds crazy to me, but at least it tells me they're looking, because there is a problem. They're going to find a flaw. Something's up, whether it's trading staff, maybe it's the field they're running on, maybe it's the whatever they're doing. It ain't working, because think of the injuries they've dealt with day in and day out for 3 years.
I'll reference a personal anecdote in this case. I have a family member who was a very successful attorney and was a multimillionaire. And he went off the deep end, went crazy, blew all his money, and got in trouble with the law and fled the country.
Sounds like a dude I want to party with.
Yeah.
I want to party with you, cowboy.
My theory was got into drugs.
I think that's a safe assumption.
Right? That feels like something that, okay.
Either self-medicating or just doing it.
Yeah, I hear, that's something that you can, in your mind, you can parse together. There were some people in my family who said, I think he's possessed by a demon. And I said, well,
I mean, maybe.
I guess there is
these are rather demonic behavior.
I guess there is and when I say that, I don't mean like the devil got him with cocaine. They think like an actual demon went into his body and possessed him and made him go crazy. So I said, I guess there is that remote possibility, but the overwhelming likelihood is this, that like the electrical substation next to the stadium being the reason why people's Achilles are blowing out feels a little far. It feels like possessed by a demon.
But
it seems unlikely.
No, you're right. But when the great discoveries occur, it's normally down a path that you don't expect. And it's not because I think they might find out that there's some electrical current is tightening their muscles. But while they're investigating this, you might look around and go, the ground's kind of hard. There's something going on because of this. And wait a minute, this might be the problem. We might not have thought of that but for this. So when I hear somebody come up with something harebrained, I'm not going to give you every bit of my research time or money. But if you want to go down that path, keep an open mind and see what else is down that path. And once you realize you ain't there, come back. But when you look at the breadth and scope of the injuries that they've dealt with from different position groups, early in the season, late in the season, it just seems like there is a problem there that other teams don't have. And I remember A&M went through it, and they ended up hiring a different strength coach and spending $1 million to get a different dude in the house. And I don't know how much it fixed it, but it was worthy of attention. And I do agree. You go to San Francisco, man, you're going to get hurt.
But imagine though that A&M says, well, there's a certain kind of tree planted on campus that wasn't being planted before. And now that we've got these trees, our players are getting hurt, so we're going to burn down that forest.
Well, no, I'm not saying burn down, but go check. You got 15 minutes. Go find out. But every opportunity for an answer is worthy of a little bit of attention is what I'm saying. So when I know the problem is that bad, fix it. Fix it.
Frank DeVote, a professor of epidemiology and public health at Bristol Medical School in England, considered a leading expert on how EMF affects humans. He said the theory is complete nonsense, but because after the game, receiver Kendrick Bourne said, well, George Kittle got hurt now. We got to check out this substation. Now they're like, yeah, well, Kendrick Bourne, the wide receiver, knows way more than this British doctor.
Well, I can tell you this. I can find you an expert to tell you anything you want.
Yeah.
I can find a dude with letters and a bunch of initials and an endowed seat somewhere in this world that will agree with just about any harebrained theory you can come up with. So that doesn't, some dude from Bristol does. I agree with you. That's a silly premise that an electrical, but what I appreciate is I'm sitting back as John Lynch going, find me an answer, man. Find me an answer. How can we do this every year? And I know it's the NFL, but we are dealing with 3 times the problem.
They're really not. It just so happens
their best guys are always hurt.
Because we talked about it this year, like how we're saying, oh, these ACLs, it's like there's so many ACLs popping, it's out of control. It's really not.
No.
Like, it's the same. It's actually fewer ACLs burst this year than usual. It was just big name players who were blowing ACLs.
I think we can look and go, there is an exorbitant number of our best dudes spend more time on the sidelines than healthy. And, it's not like when Debo left, he suddenly got healthy. It's not, some dudes are just injury prone and you're bringing the wrong guys in. And I do think that kind of is McCaffrey. I think his body type just gets hurt a lot.
So you're telling me that the electrical substation only affects elite players, but not their...
Again, the greatest discoveries that we've ever had normally happen because they were looking someplace else. They were looking someplace weird, and they stumbled on something. So I never turn a bad idea down. It's just about how much time you want to expend and resources you want to expend on something you view as harebrained. But, dude, you never know. You never know.
I think I know.
Well, no, again, it might not be the EMF, but as you're on your way to the electrical grid, you go, wait a minute, I see a problem here. It's this. It just happens to be coincidental with that. It probably has nothing to do with anything there. But I appreciate the effort, man. And I appreciate that they told all those crystal-wearing San Francisco 49er fans that they are investigating something a little harebrained.
Bunch of damn tree huggers.
It keeps the 49er fan involved.
Got to get rid of this we got to get rid of this electricity.
You know what we're also going to do? We're gonna consult a couple of culanderas. We're going to bring some eggs in. We're going to do that. We're going to burn we're going to burn some hay and put a little doll on top of it. We're going to do that. We're going to do everything we can to keep our guy named Purdy healthy and erect.
That'll keep it.
It couldn't hurt.
Yeah,
it couldn't unless we find a way we can do that to other guys.
All right, guys, I got to tell you, we are deep in the playoffs now. We are almost there. The NFC and AFC championships come up on Sunday, and no better way to get in on that action than at Underdog. And it's so easy, guys. You pick your favorite players. Are they going to go higher or lower on their stats? You get it right, you could win up to 5,000 times your money. I'll tell you where I'm looking this weekend. I'm looking at Jarrett Stidham higher on his passing yards. Nobody wants to play Jarrett Stidham higher. Why? Well, remember, the Broncos don't run the football. They are the most run-averse team. Just because they change their quarterback doesn't mean they're just going to change their total game plan. I don't buy it. So give me Jarrett Stidham to chuck the ball around a little bit. And if you want to go against me, man. Get that money. Because you can get it at Underdog. If you get it right, you pick higher or lower on the stats. If you get it right, you went up to 5,000 times your money. Who doesn't want 5,000 times their money? Vic does that. He playing the scratchers. Why not do it and have some fun watching the games on Underdog? Download the app today. Use promo code Alamo. You'll get $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code Alamo. Underdog. Make picks and win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are still dealing with a closure on Wetmore Road. Both directions, northbound, southbound, closed between Northeast Loop 410 on the frontage road to just before Broadway Street, an 18-wheeler accident. On 35 upper level, northbound between I-10 to Brooklyn, downtown, that's some ongoing road work. That's got the roadway reduced to one lane. 90 eastbound, 211 to 410 should take you about 15 minutes to get through. And a stall at 151 eastbound, 1604 off to the right shoulder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by American Public University.
Success starts with your drive. You bring the fire. American Public University will fuel the journey. Learn more at apu.apus.edu.
Start the year in dry at North Park Chevrolet in Castroville. All Silverado 1500s get 1.9% financing plus an additional $1,250 trade-in rebate. Or buy a new Colorado for only $28,999. And the affordable Trax is only $346 a month with zero down. Plus, all heavy duties have 5.9% financing for 84 months. Together, let's drive. North Park Chevrolet, 10 minutes by Loop 410 in Castroville. Must qualify. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and offer details.
Hello, this is Jason Thompson, and as you know, I've been practicing law here in San Antonio for more than 30 years, helping people and families injured in traffic collisions. So I'm often asked, what is the worst thing you can do after a traffic collision? And the answer is easy. That's trying to handle it on your own without an attorney. Insurance companies have spent billions perfecting their strategy of paying nothing or as little as they can get away with. It wouldn't be David versus Goliath. It would be David versus a million Goliaths. You have no chance. Using AI for help is even worse because AI routinely gives dangerously inaccurate legal advice. It is laughably bad on the law. So bad that a lawyer filing a document drafted by AI will likely be disbarred in Texas. Keep it simple. Just call me. My name is Jason Thompson. I'll give you a free review of your case with no obligation to hire me. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or my website, alawyerforus.com. That's alawyerforus.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. If you're tired of pain slowing you down from a recent injury or something that's been nagging you for years, we can help. At Arasti, we've earned the trust of over 8,000 physicians by delivering fast, lasting pain relief without painkillers or surgery. Our hands-on approach targets the root cause of pain, and most patients see results in just one visit. No referral needed, and it's covered by most insurance plans. So don't wait. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti. We fix pain fast.
Free products and services are the best. They're next to non-existent, though. But the next best thing does exist. Barter. Alamo Barter. Right here in San Antonio, if you have a business and provide a product or service, you can barter with hundreds of other businesses that are already members. From trips to a medical visit, restaurants, and home services, Alamo Barter is a great way for you to trade out your skills with others. Call Alamo Barter or visit them online at alamobarter.com. alamobarter.com.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is Jason Minix from The Blitz, and you're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, good morning, everybody. 7:43 on the Morning Huddle.
Rudolph. Do you find it amazing that Brandon and Billy Bean are not related?
No, because Billy Bean's really smart.
I just find it very interesting that there's 2 dudes named
Yeah,
Bean.
I do too. Well, there's lots of dudes named Thompson.
Well, not both of them doing a general manager job in essentially the same gig.
You're right. No, you're right.
It's a random name to be doing the same thing in different industries.
That's true.
Anyway,
Rudolph says, I can't believe we're still talking about Buffalo. I mean, they're a national story today. If you didn't see that press conference,
who's that?
Rudolph.
The lead story on ESPN today is the ego-driven destruction of the Lakers between the buses and LeBron.
Oh, and we're going to get to that too.
That's the big. This is a slow new days, brother. We are. It's like we know there's a hurricane forming. It's out in the Gulf, and we're watching all the weather patterns, and it's going to form tomorrow.
Yeah.
But today, we're talking about egos and.
But we're also talking about coaching jobs in the NFL.
Well, that's part of the gig.
That's the NFL news cycle.
To be real, yes, we're talking about Buffalo, and we'll continue to do so because it's an interesting story, worthy of consideration because of the ripple effects of what's about to happen.
Until they hire the wrong guy, and then they'll become irrelevant again.
And then we'll figure. But it'll affect something else and feed the beast.
The NFC and AFC championship games are to be played on Sunday. There's a lot of fun stuff to look at in these two games. I guess let's start with the AFC game, which will be the first game. The Broncos are the favorites on the road, and we've kind of talked about that. They got bet down. They're now 4.5-point favorites instead of 5. The Patriots are on the road, or 5.5. It was 5.5 at one point. It's kind of a dead zone. I told you yesterday I like the Broncos. I think I still like the Broncos at 4.5. There's a couple things that lead me to that. One, I've talked about already is the look ahead on this was Broncos -2. And remember, the Broncos closed -2 against the Bills at home.
Yeah.
And the Bills, from a power rating standpoint, are better than the Patriots. So let's say realistically 2 is a fair number for the Broncos to be favored over the Patriots if they were fully healthy. We know they're not fully healthy now, but now the Broncos are 4.5-point dogs. So that's a 6.5-point swing through some key numbers, all because of Bo Nix. Bo Nix to Jarrett Stidham is not a 6.5 or 7-point drop-off in any world. There's no way. So I have to back the underdog here. Sean Payton has been particularly great as an underdog. He's always been great as an underdog.
He is going to have to coach the best game of his long and illustrious career.
Oh, no doubt.
I mean, he's going to have to be the Sean Payton that won the Super Bowl. He's going to have to be the Sean Payton that played the game after the hurricane. He's going to have to do the job because the thing that scares me about this, the more I looked at it, and I heard a couple of the pundits talk, former quarterbacks on depending on your favorite network, and it all came down to this with everybody who's played the game, is that, yes, Stidham has been in the same offense forever. He knows the offense front to back. He's only had 2 coordinators his entire life. He knows the deal. He's been there a long time. He is your prototypical backup quarterback. He prepares like he's going to be playing every game. But this is not just stepping into the fire. He's stepping into the hottest fire imaginable, even hotter than the Super Bowl, because this is the apex. Everything that these two teams have been doing have been pointed toward this game being the fastest, most precise, violent game possible. And this dude hasn't played a game in 2 years. So he's going to have to be protected. We're talking about bubble screens. We're talking about little dink and dunks, the stuff that they do already.
Sure.
But it's going to have to be perfect because you can lose these games in 3 plays.
Okay, let's talk about this for a second. Let's kind of take a high-angle view on it. What do you think Sean Payton likes about Bo Nix?
Exactly why he's got Stidham. He does what I tell him to do.
And remember, Jarrett, when Sean Payton took the Denver job, the first free agent he signed was Jarrett Stidham.
Because he's a coach on the sideline, and he prepares like he should prepare and does the things he's supposed to do.
I think Sean Payton is very comfortable with Jarrett Stidham in the offense.
Very is a big word. I think there's some comfortability. And I'm not worried about the process and the preparation. I'm worried about that first quarter when things are going twice as fast as anything he has seen in practice, as anything he has seen in years. This is conference championship level, my career apex is on the line, and this dude hadn't been on the field in 2 years. That's the one thing that scares me. But I will say on the other side of this coin, I would want no other coach in the game to be calling this one with him, because there's no coach better at hiding the inadequacies of a quarterback than Sean Payton. He put Drew Brees in the damn Hall of Fame.
No, you're right. I think that Sean Payton is going to put Jarrett Stidham in a position to succeed. And that means they're not going to ask him to, chuck the ball down the field. It's all the same stuff they don't ask Bo Nix to do.
Just end with a kick, man.
Because they know Bo Nix isn't capable of doing what Drake May or Josh Allen is asked to do.
I know you say that. He's thrown for a buttload of yards. I mean, they have opened this offense a lot more than I thought they were going to.
But you know how many – you want to know who throws the ball the fewest amount of yards down the field?
Oh, no, you're right.
He's got the fewest air yards in the league. He doesn't go down the field.
I think the reason they're here is because Bo Nix is far above expectations, even in Sean Payton's brain. I think he realized what he had and had to have Stidham here, but Bo has actually outperformed his limited expectations. And it's not my worry other than, dude, this is a moment unlike. I mean, hadn't been a lot of successful dudes step into this moment. It's happened, but the odds are stacked against you.
I will also say I love Mike Vrabel as a head coach. I think he's great. He is not on the level of Sean Payton.
No.
And if you tell me you got these two dudes are going to prepare the perfect game plan, the guy I trust more to put together a perfect game plan is Sean Payton. And this is the other thing. The Broncos, who run the football less than anybody in the NFL, they are avoiding the teeth of this Patriots defense. You saw last week, running against the Patriots is the dumbest thing you can do. The Texans tried to bang their head into that wall a couple times and then finally gave up, and then C.J. Stroud gave the game away.
Look what they did to an inadequate quarterback. Yeah. I mean, it's worrisome. It is.
The Broncos are not going to try to run the ball. They don't care about running the ball.
But Stroud I don't even know what to make of what Stroud's performance was, because it wasn't just against New England. I can't just say Vrabel schemed the hell out of him and he didn't know what he was doing. He did the same thing the week before. So I get the sense that, there is a sense of confusion that he's going to try to throw at Stidham, which is, what you would think a defensive guy would do. But
let's also consider the Chargers. What did they have going on? Missing both their tackles on the O-line. The Texans, what do they have going on? First of all, a terrible O-line to begin with, and then got missing a tackle in the middle of the game. The Broncos, one of the top 2 or 3 O-lines in the league. It is not going to be as easy for the Patriots this week.
I don't think it'll be. The closer I'm getting to the game, the closer I'm getting to New England winning this thing. Just because
I think New England probably wins. I just don't think they get any margin from them.
You're right. But the thing is, there could be a pop margin that doesn't really play into the game because of a sudden quick pick six. Boom, Stidham had a one bad outing and suddenly they're down by 10 and can't make it up, even though they might play them tight, is my fear. I don't want New England to be the AFC representative in the Super Bowl.
Why?
Because I think they're going to be an instant 8-9 point underdog and could get smoked. We could be heading toward a pretty tough Super Bowl, because
you realize, I mean, if the Broncos make it, they're going to be way bigger of an underdog than the Patriots.
At least I have a coach that I know has been there. I don't think there's a whole lot of separation between those two.
You'll have Jarrett Stidham in the Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, but he will have won a game that I would be shocked that he didn't think he could win. I just think that New England, once they get there, are going to realize we are in some deep water. We're, my gosh. And then they're going to be going against an offense that can hang 40 on them.
Yeah.
On whoever comes out. So we talked about it before. The Super Bowl's happening on Sunday night, but the way that it goes down, I think it would be a much tighter game if Sean Payton's there with his Broncos than it would be with Vrabel and a second-year quarterback and a bunch of running backs, that one of which can hardly hold on to the ball. It could get out of hand fast.
Yeah, I listen. These are two teams that I've doubted all season long. I've said we're overrated all season long. I still stand by that. I don't think either of these teams is very good. But when in a game like this, I trust Sean Payton more. I think that he's gonna make the right adjustments in this game. And this Denver defense, it's not great. It's not as great as people make it out to be, certainly, but it's serviceable. And quite frankly,
they play with 13 dudes, man.
Drake May is very lucky, because the last 2 weeks, Drake May has kind of sucked. And fortunately for him, Herbert and Stroud sucked way worse.
Well, I mean, we could
and
say
it covered it up.
We could say the same thing about the Rams and their quarterback. I mean, yeah, but they won the game.
Matt Stafford didn't suck last week.
He has not dialed in to where he was the MVP candidate.
But
he has not been the same.
No, but he's not fumbling the ball every play or throwing picks.
But the expectations are a bit different. I'm just saying, I give him credit for winning a football game. I mean, yeah, this is unprecedented in my mind, the way that he's managed to do this, despite the errors. But I do think, and I said it last week, and I'll probably continue to be wrong, at some point, the time runs out. You know, at some point, all this good stuff that keeps happening to you, the fortunate bounces, you get to throw interceptions and drop the ball and fumble but still win, that ends at some point. And you get the sense that the longer we wait, the sooner it's going to happen.
Who do you think is more likely to have multiple turnovers in this game, Jarrett Stidham or Drake May?
Man, it's a toss-up. I'm just because Stidham hadn't played, I'm going to put Stidham. No matter what.
I think it's Drake May. Dude has fumbled 6 times in the last 2 weeks.
Stidham I don't have any representative. He hadn't played in 2 years.
No.
So you might be right.
All right, halfway there on a small Friday. I got some Parker McCollum tickets on the other side. We'll look at that Rams-Seahawks game. Morning Huddle 94.1.
From the San Antonio Sports Star Studios, sponsored by George Salinas Injury Lawyers. This is KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Hey, the big game's almost here, if you know what I mean. And if your dog goes wild every time the doorbell rings, it's time for a new game plan. Whether you scored a brand new puppy over the holidays or your current MVP needs better discipline, Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit's ready to help coach him up. Sign your dog up for professional training sessions focused on winning behavior. From boarding and daycare to expert training, Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit is here for you. Call them today at 210-750-1298. That's 210-750-1298 today.
Score big with LS Tractors at Dietz Tractor in Seguin, the MVPs of the field. LS Tractors, the star quarterbacks of farming, perfect for tough tasks for farm, ranch, and landscaping. Dietz Tractors has your all-star coaching staff for top-notch equipment. They're not just selling tractors, they're building lasting relationships with unmatched dealer support for parts and maintenance. It's a winning strategy that goes beyond the final whistle. Don't miss the game-winning move. 0% financing available with approved credit on LS Tractors. Start blue, stay blue at Dietz Tractor in Seguin.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text METER to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text METER to 321-321. That's METER to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know you can't cook. You're not one of those people who say that they can, but when people come over for dinner, they find out the hard way, you can't. You can't even microwave popcorn, and that's literally just one button. Plus, measuring and patience are huge parts of cooking, and that's just not you. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Pricing coverage match limited by state law.
January is Thyroid Awareness Month. 20 million Americans have some form of thyroid disease. Thyroid disease occurs when the thyroid gland produces too much or too little hormone. Or it occurs when an abnormal growth develops, giving rise to a lump or nodule in the neck. Smoking, diabetes, or other autoimmune disease, iodine intake, and advanced age can increase your risk for thyroid disease. Women have a much higher risk than men. If you are feeling fatigue, notice skin or hair changes, or have hoarseness or pain, your doctor may conduct a physical exam to check for an enlarged thyroid and order blood tests to assess thyroid hormone levels. If these tests show a problem, your doctor may order ultrasound imaging, a thyroid scan and uptake, or a thyroid biopsy to help assess your condition. For more information, visit radiologyinfo.org. This health reminder is from the Radiological Society of North America.
Your holiday decor is down and suddenly your house looks very January. Kohl's can help you bring the spark back. No twinkle lights needed. Save on bedding that feels like a snow day. Decor that'll boost the mood. And Shark vacuums because, yes, you're still finding pine needles. Get an extra 15% off some of your faves store-wide. And beat those winter blahs at Kohl's. Select styles. Offer ends January 25th. Some exclusions apply. Coupons do not apply to Shark. See store or Kohls.com for details.
The new era of UFC on Paramount Plus comes out swinging. Highlight machine Justin Gaethje collides with Paddy the Baddy Pimblett in a must-see high-octane main event. Plus, Sean Sugar O'Malley faces off against Song Yadong in a stand-up war filled with high-level striking. Pay-per-view just got knocked out. Stream UFC 324 live on January 24th, only on Paramount Plus. Visit ParamountPlus.com/UFC to get started.
SportsCenter brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at FixMyLowTeam.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working a couple of trouble spots far west side of town, 1604 southbound. The off-ramp to get onto 151 Alamo Ranch Parkway. This wreck, it has the right shoulder of the ramp blocked. South side, 35 Frontage Road, southbound division. This wreck is 2 right lanes blocked. Again, that's on the Frontage Road. Your main lanes are getting by. And now closed with an accident investigation. Wetmore still closed, both directions. Northbound, southbound, northeast loop 410, Frontage Road to just before Broadway. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The Spurs look to bounce back from their loss in Houston on Tuesday as they head to Utah and take on the Jazz tonight. The tip is set for 8 o'clock. The Kansas City Chiefs are reuniting with Eric Bieniemy, bringing him in as their offensive coordinator, replacing Matt Nagy. Speaking of Nagy, he interviewed with the Eagles for their offensive coordinator job yesterday. Finally, in college hoops, the Longhorns fell in Kentucky. The Wildcats outscored them 85-80 despite 29 from Dylan Swain. Meanwhile, Texas A&M took down the Mississippi State Bulldogs at 88-68. The Aggies are now 5-1 in the SEC. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
8:02 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Goldfinger. What a sad person. I get, okay, yeah, my team lost and you want to crack on me, that's fine. He said the Bills sucked. Allen, 15 turnovers and 15 playoff appearances. First of all, that's completely inaccurate. Like the last 6...
Not a lie if you believe it.
Yeah, like you just make up a number. All right.
If you believe it, yeah, live that life.
Yeah, Josh Allen, he was not very good in this game. There's no doubt. But the 4 turnovers he had in this game took him from having 6 turnovers in 14 career playoff games to 10 in 15, which is still not too bad. So I'll take it. But he had 6 straight playoff games without a turnover. He had a bad game. There's no doubt. He stunk in that game.
He just had a bad game.
It's going to happen to everybody. But yeah, no doubt. It's gonna be one that sits with him. But why the Bills sucked? Don't just make up. It's okay if you think the Bills suck. Just don't make up numbers, like or just pretend like you heard it somewhere reliable. It's just don't. That's dumb. Imagine I just sit here and make up stats. The Cowboys have lost 622 consecutive playoff games. You see how dumb I sound?
Yeah,
it's
'cause
dumb.
We never were in
No,
playoff
it's a lot
games.
bigger than that. There's a lot more. You were way low, man. That's it?
Really? That's
Wow.
pretty good.
There's plenty of stuff to crack on that's real. You don't just make stuff up. Is all I'm saying.
Well, that applies in a whole lot of things in this modern day and age, my brother.
Oh yeah.
Just talk about
You don't
C.J.
like it?
Stroud. It's all
Make it
there.
up.
The Rams and Seahawks. That's the game. I think Rob and I agree. The winner of this is going to win the Super Bowl. I am jacked for this game. These two teams have played two great games this season.
Is that the first game?
No, that's the prime time game.
Ah, nice.
The
prime time game.
I was just telling AJ, looking at the TV numbers from last weekend. This is going to be the most watched Sunday night game in NFL history.
You think so?
We're already headed that direction. The numbers are up huge over last year. The Saturday game, the Broncos Bills, it went into overtime. At one point in overtime, 51 million people were dialed in.
Was that the most viewed game?
It's the most viewed Saturday event in history, regardless of sport, broadcast, or anything.
What?
Yes. It is the most viewed Saturday afternoon sporting event in the history of television.
Wow. Okay.
It came close. The only thing that's ever been any closer was the 94 Winter Olympics on a Saturday afternoon. And it was probably had one of those figure skaters.
Christy Yamaguchi or someone. Oh, no, I bet it was that 94 would that have been Nancy Kerrigan?
It might have been. It might have been Kerrigan and
Tanya Harding.
So legit, the numbers trend toward the whole country is going to be dialed in by the time we get to Sunday night. Now, there was a significant drop-off with the Texans game afterward. It did fall, but even those numbers were up over last year.
Year to year.
And last year was way down. The matchups just really didn't match, and the timing was kind of off. But this year, the numbers are back, and the NFL continues to be king. Now, there's new methodologies and measurement, so they're adding some numbers that were never part of it before. The internet, the streaming and stuff has never been there, but we're getting a better number. 51 million people saw. The thing that should make the NFL mad and happy at the same time is 51 million people dialed into a game that you couldn't figure out how to ref.
That's a shame.
You know what I mean? You had the biggest audience in the history of this league, and what do we remember? A missed opportunity, a controversy.
Yeah, even if you can land on either side of whether you think they got it right or wrong. But yeah, the fact that it's a refereeing controversy, that's a disaster for the NFL.
The league looks at ourselves like we look like a bunch of bumbling idiots. We were handed the golden goose, and we almost shot ourselves in the foot with it. I mean, so you take the good with the bad, but we're headed into a pretty important weekend in the eyes of the owners. There's some money to be made.
Hey, we got the Seattle's already running 20 minutes late. We just, for the sake of time, let's just speed this along. and the NFL. The worst thing is the NFL releasing new angles 2 days later, and the new angles are like even more in the Bills' favor. It's pretty criminal.
And to think,
but that's unfortunate for the NFL. It really is.
To think, you had 58 million people watching. You're trying to speed the process. Slow the game down, man. Put a bunch of eyes on it. Let's go to commercial because these guys ain't going anywhere. It's overtime. There's even more numbers to come if we stay on, but they didn't. Refs got to go. We got to play this thing through. We got another TV game, another network.
Yeah, and the sad part is if the Bills had won that game, you'd have an AFC Championship game that would be a pick'em right now, instead of Jarrett Stidham playing the AFC Championship and the Broncos being 4.5, 5-point dogs. Mm-hmm. So the NFL. I mean, you're right. The star power certainly of having Josh Allen.
It hurt
versus the Broncos is a big loss, but. I don't think the NFC Championship game will suffer for that.
Oh, gosh, no. I'm telling you, it will be the most. And the Sunday night numbers are pretty huge. You're going to have to do something pretty special to beat a Sunday night game, especially some of those Cowboy games, like first game of the year kind of numbers. It's going to be hard, but I'll go on Kalshi and make the bet the most viewed Sunday night football game ever, and maybe the most viewed Sunday night event ever apart from the Super Bowl.
Listen to these numbers for the NFC Championship game. The Rams and Seahawks have played 2 times this year. The Rams have scored 58 points in those games. The Seahawks have scored 57 points in those games. The Rams have had 830 yards of total offense. The Seahawks have had 829 yards of total offense. They are separated by 1 point and 1 yard in 2 games. These teams are very evenly matched. I am so stoked about this game. Sean McVay has, quite frankly, dominated the Seahawks historically. He is 13-6 against the spread versus Seattle, 12-3 against the spread since 2019. And with Stafford, the Rams are 6-1 straight up, 5-2 against the spread against Seattle. His only straight up loss came in the last game, Week 16. They lost by 1 point in a game where they thoroughly outplayed Seattle.
Well, Peyton's such a great counterpunch coach.
McVay
is such a great counterpunch coach. He takes exactly what you give him and capitalizes on it. That's why he's been so great. So I get it, man. I get it.
The Seahawks at home have been very strong. This is the fifth conference championship game in Seattle history. They are 3-1 straight up and 2-2 in the 4 conference championship games so far. But in Seattle, they are 3-0 straight up. They've never lost an NFC or a conference championship game in Seattle. The last one was 1984 against the Raiders. The LA Raiders?
Is there obviously in your gambling type research, is there a history of teams that are this evenly matched going to the rubber game?
I'm sure.
I mean, is there a number that tells us the trend tells us that the winner of this game is traditionally what? The one that won the first game, the second game, the one that, is there something to be pulled out from history? Because this isn't the first time we've had a rubber match.
No. I don't know how to parse it.
I don't either. Because they're so even. There's got to be something to delve in and go, okay, when it's this even and the teams do that, when they go back home, normally this happens. I wonder what this is.
One of the things I noticed was digging into the box scores of the two games. The Seahawks won the game that they shouldn't have won, and the Rams won the game that they shouldn't have won. It really is. These have been coin flips.
I heard they were talking about the Rams, and I think the thought was, it was Seattle. Seattle doesn't want to get into a gunfight with the Rams, and then you go, well, wait a minute. The last game was a gunfight, and they won.
Yeah.
And so a score fest. I don't know which you want to avoid because Seattle, both teams have played both ways and won. So I don't know who the favorite is. My gut and time tells me when all things are equal, home team and defense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When all things are equal, value of home, and what's your defense doing?
Home field advantage is obviously going to be a big deal. The Seahawks, with fans in the stands, they lost a home game during COVID, but otherwise they have won 11 straight home playoff games outright. They lost in 2020 because there were no fans in the stand. Or that's not why they lost,
yeah.
but if you don't count that, 11 straight games in front of their fans in the playoffs, they've won. I think another thing to really consider, the Rams, back-to-back road games is one thing. Once you're playing the third consecutive road game, that's a road trip. The Rams are playing their third consecutive road game this week.
That's tough.
Since division realignment, 2002. You'll always hear me referencing 2002. That's why. That's when the divisions realigned. That's when the NFL became what it looks like now. Teams playing their third consecutive road game, 48-79 straight up. That is 38%.
And is that in the playoffs? Or is that just
third consecutive road game in the regular season or playoffs.
Okay.
When that third game is a playoff game, 12-30 straight up.
Because you're a wild card going against a champ. Yeah, and then you're add that to the road. The numbers make sense.
If you are a road underdog, 9-28. So the history is stacked against them, and that doesn't even count Seattle. If Seattle is your third game of a road trip this season, 0-5 against the spread.
These are the gambling numbers I need to hear. Seriously, that's the kind of research you need.
Well,
to hear.
Seattle, just think about it. Seattle is the toughest road trip in the NFL. It's the furthest travel
distance,
from
the
pretty much
fandom.
anybody, which means that's why they've always had such a good home field advantage. Obviously, they've got a great crowd, but you remember when you consider a team's home field advantage, you're considering it against what they do on the road. And Seattle, that means because tough travel to Seattle, it means Seattle has the toughest travel pretty much every year. They fly the most miles. Right. It's that's one of the things that's a knock on them. But yeah, this is certainly an uphill climb for the Rams. And But I keep thinking, do you know how many games this season the Rams have lost by 3 points or more?
Most of them.
They've lost one game this season by more than 3 points, and it was the game against the Eagles that they lost the blocked field goal return with no time on the clock. So basically,
my memory is the Carolina game where it was score fest. It was close. They lost, and that seemed to kind of signify every loss.
They lost that game 31-28. Their losses came by the 7-point loss against the Eagles on the blocked field goal return at the end of the game. The 49ers, they lost by 3. Panthers by 3. Seahawks by 1. Falcons by 3. That's their only losses this year. They are in every game. They are hard to blow out. And not to say that more than 3 is a blowout, but that's the line. It's either 2.5 or 3, depending on where you shop. I just think these teams are too close for me to want to back the favorite. And I also I feel like as much as I like Mike McDonald, and you hear me talk about him all the time, I think he's a genius. But I think Sean McVay's the best coach in the NFL. So I've got the better coach. I've got the better quarterback. I think the Rams get the job done, even though all these stats about road teams are going against them.
Man, I don't know how you swim against the tide like that. In fact, everything you just gave me convinced me even more that
you like Seattle.
I like Seattle with one caveat. Are they playing possum with this oblique? They keep talking about it like this is still kind of a serious thing.
Well, there's a non-zero chance that it flares up, right? And they were lucky last week because their game wasn't competitive.
Exactly. So
this is not going to be a blowout.
That really worries me. Well, obviously it's going to be tight. But the thing that all those numbers is where I was kind of leaning without knowing it, that this home field going to be tough, and the road that they've taken and their ability to match styles, whether you want to grind it or pass it. All that hinges on the kind of the health of their quarterback, and I'll wait till the bitter end until somebody convinces me that he is good to go before I make a decision one way or the other. But I'm leaning the other way, man. I'm leaning towards Seattle and what could be a pretty dull Super Bowl, but a great NFC Championship game.
All right, I want to dig into this game a little bit more on the other side. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I want you to wake up every day and pull yourself a big old glass of water out of your sink and not even think about it, right? Just pour the glass of water and carry on. If you had a Connecticut, that would be your morning. See, with a Connecticut, all those worries about what your water's doing to your pipes and your appliances out the window, no longer a concern because they've got the awards to prove how good they really are. They've got the people like me who have had a Connecticut for 30 years now, it feels like, without ever a problem. So if you've ever considered getting a Connecticut and thought they're too expensive, first of all, you're wrong, but now's the best time to do that. Write this number down, 656-PURE. Call that today. They're going to come out. If you're already plumb for such things, they'll put a water treatment system in your house to prove to you what I'm telling you. And after you decide to buy, there's some bonuses there. A reverse osmosis drinking station. I had to buy this thing. You'll get it for free. You want to talk about never need another water bottle in your life, in your home. They've got the decor to match your sink when they put it in there, and that's just for becoming a Connecticut customer. You need to go to get the details. I know I would. Go to ConnecticutSA.com for all of those, but now's your chance. Here it is. It's a Connecticut. Call them today. Get what you need, and come by and thank me later.
The new era of UFC on Paramount Plus comes out swinging. Highlight machine Justin Gaethje collides with Paddy the Baddy Pimblett in a must-see high-octane main event. Plus, Sean Sugar O'Malley faces off against Song Yadong in a stand-up war filled with high-level striking. Pay-per-view just got knocked out. Stream UFC 324 live on January 24th, only on Paramount Plus. Visit ParamountPlus.com/UFC to get started.
Hello, this is Jason Thompson, and as you know, I've been practicing law here in San Antonio for more than 30 years, helping people and families injured in traffic collisions. So I'm often asked, what is the worst thing you can do after a traffic collision? And the answer is easy. That's trying to handle it on your own without an attorney. Insurance companies have spent billions perfecting their strategy of paying nothing or as little as they can get away with. It wouldn't be David versus Goliath. It would be David versus a million Goliaths. You have no chance. Using AI for help is even worse because AI routinely gives dangerously inaccurate legal advice. It is laughably bad on the law. So bad that a lawyer filing a document drafted by AI will likely be disbarred in Texas. Keep it simple. Just call me. My name is Jason Thompson. I'll give you a free review of your case with no obligation to hire me. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com. That's alawyerforus.com.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter.
Talk about stepping up! Bang! Bang! It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now. You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
You're jamming today, Vic.
How do you want it? Oh, how do you feel? Tell him, Pac. Oh.
It's hard to be in a bad mood.
Oh, yes. R.I.P.
He's raising pit bulls in Pasadena.
Yeah.
Laying low, writing poetry.
Nah, he's in Jamaica.
I think he's in Venezuela.
Oh, yeah.
With Elvis.
Getting ready for war. He's actually in Greenland. That's going to be the big discovery.
Oh, yeah.
Tupac.
Tupac's
That's why
in
we
Greenland,
want it.
You tell me.
He's hiding out in Greenland.
That's right. All right. We're talking about Rams, Seahawks. I had a thought today, and I don't know why it hasn't struck me before, but what does a second Super Bowl do for Matt Stafford's legacy? Have you considered that?
It puts him in the room. He gets to sit next to Peyton and Joe Montana,
John Elway,
and Elway and Johnny U and all of the greatest of the greats. Matt Stafford, you get to be in the room. Now, you're not first in line, but you get to be in the line. He's there. That does it.
Understand that as it stands today, Matt Stafford is 6th on the all-time passing list, passing yards. Now, he is about 1,700 yards behind the number 5 guy, who's also still active, technically, Aaron Rodgers. He is, if he plays 2 more seasons, and he's the same player that he has been, 2 more seasons, he will be 3rd all-time behind just Tom Brady and Drew Brees. So there's a world where Matt Stafford finishes his career with more passing yards than Peyton Manning, 2 Super Bowls. Matt Stafford is like, if he wins a second Super Bowl, we're talking about like maybe Mount Rushmore.
Well, he's up there with Bradshaw and Aikman, the guys that, and he's got more yards than those guys.
Except Bradshaw and Aikman were like products of their team. Like, I mean, Matt Stafford would have been what I'm saying is Bradshaw and Aikman aren't going to be on any passing records lists.
No, and he's got more yards, but the reason I mentioned those guys is those guys still aren't. They're in the room, but they're not Tom Brady.
No,
there's still a VIP
nobody's
section.
Tom Brady.
Well, I mean, there's
Let's
still
face
a VIP section that there's 2 or 3 guys that sit next to, like Joe Montana gets to sit in that VIP section. There's a couple of guys that get to sit with Brady. He's not there, but he's in the room, and there is no hesitation to call him one of the greats to ever lace him up if you get another one.
Drew Brees, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, he passes them.
All those guys who have 1 Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, he laps them.
Statistically, Stafford's on their level.
Oh, he laps them, dude. He's got better numbers, and he will have done it in not back to back. He would have had to bring them back again. There's a lot of things that you focus on that legit puts him there. And I don't know. I think that a lot of people realize how good he is, don't they? I think most.
I don't think people do.
I would like to think an NFL fan will start to have to accept the fact that this cat belongs exactly where we're talking about him belonging.
And one thing he doesn't have that those other guys do, Breeze, Favre, Rodgers, is an MVP. If he adds that to the case this year, I think it's and if he gets an MVP and a Super Bowl ring this year, I guess it's kind of flown under the radar that Matt Stafford would then be Matt Stafford would be undeniably on a top 10 quarterback list of all time. He would have to be.
Well, you don't even have to argue about it. Just throw in the stats. Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, and suddenly you own 2. You're in a very small group.
I mean, you're right. It's kind of crazy to think. I guess I'd never really considered him. Matt Stafford is currently 7th on the all-time list for passing touchdowns. He is 2 behind Phillip Rivers, who I think he'll end up passing more than likely, but depends on if Philly comes back or not. But that may be where he tops out. He may finish 6th all time in passing touchdowns because right now he's at 423. Rivers has 425. 5th place all time is Brett Favre with 508. I don't know that Stafford's got 85, 90 more touchdown passes in him, but crazier things have happened.
He's got a 30, 35 minimum.
But
one more year.
But yeah, I think that we need to really start considering how good this guy is, and
I don't think it'll be much debate. I don't think. I mean, he's always been successful. The problem was he was thrown for miles and miles of yards. It just took he had to get on a better team to get where he needed to be.
But that's the thing is and they say Estrada says I don't think he'll play 2 more seasons. Whereas if he loses this weekend, and that's the thing.
That's a good point.
If he loses this weekend though, statistically. He'll still be measured up against
he's a Hall of Famer
against
already.
Favre, Rodgers, and Breeze, but they all have just 1 ring.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
So I think he's a Hall of Famer, and the difference for him is, especially versus Breeze, Favre, and Rodgers. Matt Stafford played a lot of his career on a losing team.
Yeah,
he had a lot of
team.
He had a lot of junk stats that were we're chasing 40, so he's just got to chuck it. But still, at the end of the day, that's
harder to do sometimes. I don't think we give enough credit for quarterbacks that throw for miles and miles on bad football teams and then find a place to go win. I think that just is more representative of how good he truly was, and it wasn't him that was the reason they were losing. He carried that skill set on. Now there is the attachment to his head coach.
Yeah.
I mean, you could make the argument, and there will be those that try to naysay, but you win 2 Super Bowls, you become something unique and special, and then you combine that with a top probably 5 passing yards career, there's just no arguing. He gets to be one of the absolute greatest to ever lace him up and should be treated as such.
Yeah, like Brady, I still think in the all-time greats room, Tom Brady and Peyton Manning have a table.
Montana, too. I put those 3 to me. Those are the 3, and then they all did it different ways. But
yeah.
Montana was right there. Man.
Just statistically, Montana, and I know it's a different era, but statistically, Montana's not even close to those guys.
No, it's not. But when you saw gamesmanship, I'm not including yards in this. I'm talking about quarterbacks that were going to win football games, and just how do you want me to win is how I'm going to win.
I think it's I'll accept. And I still think John Elway is as good or in the conversation with those guys too.
Give him another Super Bowl, he gets to sit there.
So that'd be the guys. Well, Peyton only has 2.
Well, that's 2 is the minimum for me. You get 2, then you get to get in the room.
So, but Elway's got 2.
Elway's got 2. Aikman's got 2. Bradshaw's got more than those. We got a lot of guys with more.
Doesn't Aikman have 3?
Yeah. So what I'm saying, the minimum for me is 2.
Okay.
But then the VIP room's a different room, a different part of that room, and lots of great ones have 2, 3. But then there's those guys that.
No, you get that second ring and you've got some stats. I mean, it's wild where Matt Stafford is. So he's still a Hall of Famer, but it's just if with 1 ring you're a Hall of Famer, but you're not in the it's unfortunate that Drew Brees, who statistically crushes everyone besides Brady, it will never be considered one of the 3 or 4 best just because he only has 1 ring. Dan Marino will never be considered that because he has no rings. Think about where he's
unfortunate.
What if Dan Marino had 3 rings? We'd talk about him as the GOAT maybe. But that does play a part of it. So having multiple rings, let's face it, having multiple rings is all Eli Manning's got going for him. If Eli Manning didn't have 2 rings,
that's it.
Eli Manning would be just a guy
with the last name of Manning. He'd be the other Manning, Connor or Cooper. I'm back early in my career. I was when Stafford was drafted. I was at the draft, and it was Stafford and Mark Sanchez. Those were the 2 glory boy quarterbacks that were coming out for the draft. And in hindsight, there was a lot of people thought Sanchez might have been the better prospect.
Yeah.
Not even close, brother.
No,
not even close.
B. Hannon says Mahomes not being mentioned here. Mahomes is obvious. He's obviously. We're multiple rings.
He's sitting next to those guys too, but he got to retire before I put him
He's so
at that
young
desk.
that his stats aren't even close to being finished. But he's also one of these guys who, when it's all said and done, his stats won't tell the story of his greatness.
Oh yeah, he gets to sit right next to Tom and Joe and
he's at the VIP table.
Man, but he's still playing. We don't get to talk about him
and the reason I'm talking about Stafford like this is because it does feel like it's coming to an end.
And you know what? If he does win, it wouldn't shock me.
If he stopped in, it wouldn't shock me
because his wife's had some health issues.
Yeah.
And,
well, and remember at the beginning of this year, the thought was Matt Stafford wasn't even going to be able to play this season
with the spinal taps.
He had to have an epidural. Yeah. It was thought that his back was so bad that he might not play a game this year, and instead, he had an MVP season.
They were playing possum.
That could be. I don't know, and that sounds pretty Sean McVay. Todd Gurley, the opposite of what he said about Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley's going to play a big role in the Super Bowl. Todd Gurley's leg is broken.
That's right. He can't feel his toes.
Lies. That's the only thing I hate about Sean McVay is he's a liar. He doesn't care about sports bettors. Don't lie to me. Tell me Todd Gurley's not going to play, and I'll know.
Strategery.
But yeah, Matt Stafford. He's got more legacy on the line than anybody in this thing. I think.
He just hadn't come out of Highland Park. He would be just about the perfect Texas quarterback. If he hadn't come out of Highland Park and gone to Georgia, man, oh man, I'd like Tim Governor.
They said now when I was I was in Austin when Matt Stafford chose Georgia, and Texas thought they had Matt Stafford. Everybody thought that Matt Stafford was going to go to Texas, and the rumor at the time was Matt Stafford went to Georgia because his girlfriend went to Georgia.
I think that's true,
and I think he ended up marrying her, so he's probably got no regrets. Mm-hmm. But I remember Texas fan being just pissed when they found out that's why Matt Stafford went to Georgia. It turns out Matt Stafford, he did all right. He made the right move, looks like.
But he'd be talking about walking on sunshine in Texas. You go do that.
The other guy who's really got some legacy on the line this week in that is Sean Payton. Sean Payton has a chance, and now the Broncos are the longest shot to win the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. But Sean Payton has a chance to become the first coach ever to win a Super Bowl with 2 separate franchises.
Which you'd have thought by now that would have happened. But again, it's just another signpost on just how difficult it is to do.
Don Shula, Bill Parcells, Mike Holmgren, Dick Vermeil, Dan Reeves, John Fox, Andy Reid.
All lost.
Have all been with a second franchise and all lost. Mm-hmm. Sean Payton has a chance to become the first guy ever to do that. That would be wow. That's something to consider. Yeah. 7 guys have done it, and they've all lost. Not all. Like Andy Reid did it with his second team. Bill Parcells did it with his first team. So, but anytime a guy's had a chance to do it with 2 separate franchises, they haven't done it. It is pretty crazy. So Sean Payton, where's he end up on the all-time great list with a Super Bowl here? I think he's certainly got. That's a that's one of the debates right now that there is no debate on, I don't think. I mean, Bill Belichick's put up the amount of trophies that it's going to be hard for anybody to be at the same table as him. But again, he gets into that room where in the non-Belichick category, he's in the conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You go back and you think, who are the coaches that won 2? And then you go to 3. And then you go 2 different teams.
The only guy,
there's not enough time on earth to do it.
Besides Belichick, Chuck Noll has 4.
One team.
Bill Walsh has 3. Mm-hmm. Joe Gibbs has 3. And now Andy Reid has 3.
You think about San Francisco sustained greatness because after Walsh left, Seifert stepped in and kept doing it.
Yeah, but think about all those names, those all-time great names. Like you mentioned Seifert, Tom Landry, Don Shula, Jimmy Johnson, 2. And so Sean Payton would have 2, so he's in that conversation. Now Vince Lombardi has 2, but if he gets to 3. Which, who knows? I mean, we're talking a long way away. But I think even if he gets to 2 and he's got it with 2 separate franchises, to me, that tells it, because no offense to Andy Reid. I think Andy Reid's a great coach. Don't get me wrong. But if Andy Reid didn't find Patrick Mahomes, he wouldn't have 3 rings.
And Greg Popovich tell you the same thing.
And no offense, I'm not just picking out Andy Reid. If Bill Belichick didn't find Tom Brady, he doesn't have 6 rings either.
Yeah, you don't get to do it without the Joes. But it does. Every one of those coaches would tell you that. Maybe Belichick wouldn't have before. He will now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done it without him.
But to be able to do it in 2 separate places, that would be like, you can't, it's not a fluke.
I've always liked Sean Payton. He coaches with a chip on his shoulder. He has a little bit of malice in his heart. I always kind of appreciated that.
I think he's an elite play caller. Mm-hmm. He is kind of a dick, which I do kind of like his style. Remember, he was suspended for trying to hurt players. Never forget.
I've always appreciated that he sees where the line is. He might jump it every now and again.
Yeah, I'm all for someone who's willing to hurt players to get the win. I'm for that because that's exactly how I feel.
Not permanent hurt, just kind of limping.
That's what I say all the time. Like when I'm sweating a player prop, I'm telling my wife I want him to get hurt a little bit, not real bad, but just enough.
Just a limp.
Just enough that he's not going to play anymore in this game, and then he'll be healthy next game and start all over.
Yeah, I want him to succeed next week.
I hope he has success, but today, not so much. I did wish Bo Nix's ankle to break, but I thought it was going to happen in the first quarter, not on a kneel down, so it didn't work out.
I had a doll. I poked him with a needle.
It was you waited too long. It was me. You waited too long. All right, I got Parker McCollum tickets on the other side. I'm going to tell you now about Underdog Fantasy, and I've been telling you about the football. And obviously, it's playoff time. You want to get in on this action at Underdog. And the game is simple. You pick higher or lower on the stats. And if you get it right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. I also want to tell you about the UFC, though. They are back in action. First big card of the year. Hell, we've had 4 weeks off or 5 weeks with no UFC, which feels crazy, but that's what we've had so far. And it's back, and they've got a huge card. And Underdog, if you haven't tried playing the UFC on Underdog, it is fantastic. It is so much fun. Higher or lower on how many rounds the fight goes. Higher or lower on takedowns. Higher or lower on knockouts. So is somebody going to get knocked out or not? It is so much fun, and it makes every fight have a little bit of sweat to it. I will say this. The main event, Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje, I'm going lower on total rounds. There's no way this thing goes the distance. So that's what I'm going to be playing on Underdog. Guys, download the app today. Use my promo code ALAMO. You'll get $75 in bonus entries when you play $5. Put down 5, get 75 in bonus entries. You can't beat that promo. That's promo code ALAMO. Underdog. Make picks and win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working a couple of trouble spots far west side of town, 1604 southbound. The off-ramp to get onto 151 Alamo Ranch Parkway District, it has the right shoulder of the ramp blocked. South side, 35 Frontage Road, southbound division. This wreck is 2 right lanes blocked. Again, that's on the frontage road. Your main lanes are getting by. And now closed with an accident investigation. Wetmore still closed, both directions. Northbound, southbound, northeast loop 410, Frontage Road to just before Broadway. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Celebrate the 17th annual Pork Rind Appreciation Day with PorkRinds.com and NFL legend Devin Hester. We're teaming up to support the Gridiron Greats Assistance Fund, helping retired players get the medical care they deserve. Want to get in the game? Visit PorkRinds.com to play their Crunch Time Hero game and enter daily to win a trip to the 2027 big game in LA, plus a year's supply of pork rinds. Grab the perfect low-carb snack and be your own Pork Rind Appreciation Day hero today at PorkRinds.com.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
My fiance is a veteran. He was a combat medic in the Army.
I did tours in Korea, Germany, and Bosnia before I got injured.
There's been a lot of wear and tear on his body.
My knees are bone on bone from doing all those jumps and lugging my backpack and all that gear around. I was also exposed to toxins.
When Yusuf got out of the military, he needed help getting his disability benefits.
Luckily, DAV came to the rescue. They fought for me the same way that I fought for my country.
Every year, DAV provides life-changing support to more than 1 million veterans like Yusuf, helping them get the benefits they've earned so they can achieve victories, great and small.
Now Yusuf is paying it forward. DAV has been instrumental in helping him start 2 healthcare technology companies that are working to help veterans everywhere.
My victory is never giving up and finding more ways to serve.
He's pretty amazing.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
As America's #1 motorcycle insurer, Progressive has your back.
Oh, like if I need a replacement part?
Sure, we can help with that.
Ah, nice. Hey, I just entered this online contest for coolest bike in the world. You think maybe you can vote for me?
Actually, we just do insurance, not popularity contests.
Yeah, I know. But what's your email? I'll just send you the link real quick. You can vote like 100 times a day. They'll never know.
To be clear, Progressive has your back for insurance only. So get a quote and see if you can save.
So what I'm hearing is there's a little bit of wiggle room.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, covered subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the Spurs road trip continues with a stop in Utah.
See how big of a lead they can build and then try to hang on to in the game coming up against the Jazz.
What are the Texans going to do with C.J. Stroud? John McClain ought to know, or certainly have an opinion.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yow! Hey, everybody! How we doing out there? Oh, yeah. You know what tomorrow is?
Friday.
It's finally Friday.
Yeah.
We're going to play the songs. We're going to have the fun. Oh, it's going to be awesome. And Rob and I, what we do at the end of every Friday show, we high five and then we bump chests.
That's how Bo Nix got hurt.
Yeah.
And we do the
we're now not allowed to do that.
We do the forearm thing like Jose Canseco and Mark McGuire, the Bash brothers. We bop
there you
forearms.
go.
Yeah, great
Cross
week.
X over.
Great week. Yeah.
How much you bench?
Yoked, bro.
Because it matters.
That's gonna be us tomorrow. But today we're just gonna, we'll say, see you, man. See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Talk to you tomorrow. All right. Bye. Yeah, good game. Good show. I had fun. I had fun hanging out with you today. That's what we say at the end of every show now. It's a little bit awkward, but
Have a good day.
See you. You can text me if you want.
If you get hungry, eat. If you get tired, take a nap.
Yeah, just let me know what you're doing later, I guess, and I'll talk to you. I guess I'll just see you tomorrow. Whatever. Yes. Yes. They the funniest thing is the Bills thing that they were just showing on ESPN with Brandon Beane, like Terry Pagula saying McDermott was the one pushing for the Coleman pick, and then they show the clips of Brandon Beane like, I'm so excited about Keon Coleman.
He is everything we want in a wide receiver.
Whoops.
Except for hands, speed, and acumen.
Whoops. Man, I did like you kind of hinted at it earlier about Brian Flores. Big get for the Vikings if they do that. Like basically they made it where nobody else is going to poach him as the DC.
Yeah, they did him a solid.
Because he was a free agent. He really no one had to ask permission to interview him. And I'm guessing the Vikings said, okay, well, listen, we're going to give permission to anybody, and they don't really have a choice, even if he is signed as their long-term DC. But he knows now what this basically means is Brian Flores doesn't have to take the Cardinals job.
Right. He gave you some leverage, too.
Yeah.
Like, I got a place that wants me, that I've got a 3-year deal waiting on me, and it's not as much as a head coach, but it's damn close. And when this is done, and next year he's built in and out, I'm sure. I mean, just get a head coaching gig. He deserved it, and Minnesota's better for it if they get to keep him.
Yeah.
He's dancing today, man.
I'm a big fan of his, man. I still think he deserves to be a head coach. We'll see. We'll see if it ends up being that way. I'm not sold that anybody is going to trust him to do it, but I think it's worth giving him a second crack. That's just my opinion. Yesterday they asked Bruce Arians about the firing. He was on McAfee show. And he said, he not only did he say this was a dumb move, but he also took a shot at Brandon Beane just for no good reason. This one baffles me. How Brandon Beane got elevated and Sean McDermott got fired just blows my mind because they didn't have any damn players. McDermott's one of the best coaches in the league, a great leader of men. He's taking that team as close as you can get. He didn't throw any damn interceptions, and the referee screwed him bad, and he gets fired, and Brandon Beane gets a bleeping raise. I don't get that one. That one blows my mind. Well, that's a Super Bowl head coach.
Kind of with you on this one. I still remain shocked. It probably will end up be for the better because I think at the end of the day you were right that a new voice needed to be heard. But he did not deserve to be fired on the merits of his record.
No, and he did not deserve to be fired, especially if the guy who gave him the roster is not.
And then to hear him run from it, you want to high-five him and say, congratulations. You didn't want to be there anyway.
This LeBron James and Bus family, this is such a weird...
Is it? I mean, is this anything that you have read, from the sibling rivalry to the egos involved, to everything we read, didn't you go, well, I kind of figured that was going on anyway?
Yeah, I guess so. But it just feels like bringing LeBron James inside the family business like that.
Well, they're culpable. I'm not saying it's not LA's kind of fault. I mean, you brought this machine in that is the LeBron James machine, and to go, well, you know what? That whole Clutch Sports kind of took over our entire organization. Well, yeah, you kind of opened the door and let the wolf in the chicken coop, man. That was your decision. And the fact that there's 6 siblings fighting for the control of the dad was like, maybe I should sell the team before I die because I know what's going to happen when I'm gone. And he was right.
The story about how all the drama that went down that's out now, it talks about Jesse Buss and what's the other brother's name? Joey. Jesse and Joey basically got texts from Joe McCormack, who is the senior vice president and the CFO of the Lakers. And he sent text to both of them and was like, hey, I need you to come in and talk to me. We got some changes that are taking place.
Paperwork you might want to sign.
And so they came in, and Jim, and Johnny. So Jesse, Jim, Joey, Johnny all got fired. The other two were like, and they're all partial owners, but they had job titles. Joey was like the VP of Research and Development. Jesse was, what they call it? Jesse was
the undersecretary to the
team's assistant GM. The Joe and Johnny were, they just say
special projects.
Yeah, administrative roles.
Mm-hmm.
But they all got fired.
Who fired them?
Jeannie.
Oh, the sister.
Now Janie, who's 62, was near retirement. They fired her too. So Jeannie somehow, which Jeannie's not the oldest.
Well, no, but she was always part of this. Jeannie was always beside the doctor from the get-go. And even, I didn't know how much it was until I saw that, that made-for-TV, mostly kind of true series that HBO put together. But it did kind of show the relationship that she specifically had with the father.
So Dr. Jerry Buss, who died, 15 years ago, something like 10, 15 years ago, he had four siblings, Johnny, Jim, Jeannie, and Janie. And they were in that order of age. So Jeannie's his second youngest kid. And, it's his second youngest of his four original kids. Yeah. Then they've got two half-siblings, Joey and Jesse, who are in their late 30s.
Well, they didn't want to buy a different monogram pattern, did they?
Right, late 30s or early 40s. They always go with the J. And Janie said, now this was the Lakers were 15 games in the season. They were 11-4. And they're like, wait a minute, why is this happening? And the $10 billion sale had closed 3 weeks prior. Janie said, please let me resign. She told ESPN she felt disappointed and disrespected like a crumpled up piece of paper thrown into the trash. The only Buss still part of the team was Jeannie, the driver of the sale and the team's governor since Jerry Buss died. Mm-hmm. Fired everyone, all her siblings. Now, all of them declined to comment on this story.
Well, that's because there's litigation in play. They're suing everybody.
Besides Janie, who says, I don't think my dad would be happy about the way things went down. Not at all. But the fact that LeBron James was brought into these decisions, this is some cold-blooded stuff that was going on.
The interesting part of the unsurprising dynamic between the massive ego that is the Laker organization, the Buss Billions, and the LeBron machine was that when Buss felt like when they did bring him in, the narrative was LeBron is here to save a floundering franchise. Yeah. That the Lakers had come on hard times after Kobe, and here comes LeBron to further the purple and gold. And the Busses, especially Janie, was like, wait a minute, we're still the Lakers. We weren't floundering. Yeah. We kind of were, but that's the kind of ego machine that they both created that came together. This is, to me, when I read all this, I thought, yeah, this is exactly how we got to where we are today. This is why the franchise was sold. That's why they still survive, because it is the Lakers. It's hard to screw. They're too big to fail.
The oldest two siblings wanted to sell. The two half-siblings did not want to sell. Janie apparently was on the fence. And Jeannie, so half wasn't enough. You had to have 4 out of 6. And they said that Jeannie was always going to be the swing vote. And apparently Janie said that the trust itself was a, quote, last man standing design, which basically means that the shares of any member who dies are redistributed among surviving members.
Yeah,
so to keep it in the family always. But
which was an interesting decision to make it, to put it that way.
Yeah, but there was too much info. Basically, it's like
there's $10 billion. You got 6 people fighting over.
Your share gets a little bigger, and now you're hoping that when he dies,
my sister dies,
$3 billion. Sweet. But all these guys getting fired. I mean, obviously they were pissed. They were like, "How can you be fired? You're part of the family. How do you fire someone who's part owner?
I don't own it anymore."
Yeah, and she's like, "That's not my job. Like, you guys wanted to sell, we sold. They want me to stay. They don't want you."
Because she had always played a role. She was the Lakers. When she took over as governor, it was no surprise. In fact, I think at that point, most of the sisters and brothers were kind of happy she was going to take the mantle. They just wanted the check.
Yeah. Now, Jim said, the attorney said the best strategy was put other people on the board of directors. So they submitted a list of 4 names for the 3 Buss family board seats, none of whom were Jeannie. And they said it wasn't like we were trying to get rid of her as president of the Lakers. This is what Johnny says in that TV series, the Hulu series. We wanted Jeannie to understand that Dad would not have wanted you to just take total control, hire and fire whoever you wanted without the rest of us being involved. Now, Jeannie said clearly the intention that my father had in the trust is that I would be named controlling owner because he wrote the trust exactly the way the judge interpreted it. Those were his wishes.
Yep, that's what I'm going to say to the brother. Like, look what it says on paper, not what you think he said.
He put me in charge, and they can all say, well, he never meant for you to fire us. And you could say, well, he never said don't.
He said put me in charge, and in charge means I get to do what I want.
I mean, it is pretty wild that all of this, and I guess maybe that's just part of it being such a public thing, but all this family dirty laundry has been aired out, and there's no wonder the Lakers have been dysfunctional.
Yeah, but they've always operated on a high wire. You know, some franchises need that drama to feel like they're making headway. I think that's part of being a Laker.
Yeah.
Is the start factor that kind of adds to, the same way with the Cowboys. I think if it was boring around the star, the team's going to be awful.
All right, we got a 1-hour show. The Parker McCollum tickets on the other side. Promise you. Morning Huddle 94.1.
From the San Antonio Sports Star Studios, sponsored by George Salinas Injury Lawyers. This is KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hey, the big game is almost here, but every game is big when you play Prize Picks because it's so fun to be right. And when the big game comes around, I'm talking 2,000 times your money. But you got to remember something. That's the code Alamo. With $5, you can get $50 in free play when you go download the Prize Picks app. But when the big game hits, the specials are here, and we've got them. And I love Prize Picks because if my guy is winning, I can cash out early. That's one of the best things about Prize Picks is they take care of you from beginning to end. Prize Picks offers 2,000 times your cash. I've heard all different numbers, not 2,000 from other places. So when it comes down to the big game, and it could be that big game or any big game, Prize Picks makes it a big game. Download the app, use the code Alamo, and use some big free money to play the big game. Prize Picks, let me tell you how good it feels, because it feels so good to be right.
Eczema flaring up again? We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
This right here, this is a call to the ones who don't back down. To the risk takers who defied the warnings. To the ones who lost sleep in pursuit of a dream. To all the nut jobs who mortgaged the house and the crazies who bet the farm to start up a business. We want to be your next partner. Because no matter how far you've come or how much you've grown, there's always the next chapter, the next level. And now, there's the Next Rodeo. The Next Rodeo is a creative partner that brings world-class thinking to companies with grit, heart, and hustle. Companies just like yours. The Next Rodeo. The difference between the business you have and the business you want is one great idea. Get the full story at thenextrodeo.com.
January is Thyroid Awareness Month. 20 million Americans have some form of thyroid disease. Thyroid disease occurs when the thyroid gland produces too much or too little hormone. Or it occurs when an abnormal growth develops, giving rise to a lump or nodule in the neck. Smoking, diabetes, or other autoimmune disease, iodine intake, and advanced age can increase your risk for thyroid disease. Women have a much higher risk than men. If you are feeling fatigued, notice skin or hair changes, or have hoarseness or pain, your doctor may conduct a physical exam to check for an enlarged thyroid and order blood tests to assess thyroid hormone levels. If these tests show a problem, your doctor may order ultrasound imaging, a thyroid scan and uptake, or a thyroid biopsy to help assess your condition. For more information, visit radiologyinfo.org. This health reminder is from the Radiological Society of North America.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store and online. And now, the more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Limited time. For JD Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Check it out at the Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know you can't cook. You're not one of those people who say that they can, but when people come over for dinner, they find out the hard way, you can't. You can't even microwave popcorn, and that's literally just one button. Plus, measuring and patience are huge parts of cooking, and that's just not you. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Pricing coverage match limited by state law.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working a couple of trouble spots far west side of town, 1604 southbound. The off-ramp to get onto 151 Alamo Ranch Parkway. This wreck, it has the right shoulder of the ramp blocked. South side, 35 Frontage Road, southbound division. This wreck is 2 right lanes blocked. Again, that's on the frontage road. Your main lanes are getting by. And now closed with an accident investigation. Wetmore still closed, both directions. Northbound, southbound, northeast loop 410, frontage road to just before Broadway. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
The Spurs look to bounce back from their loss in Houston on Tuesday as they head to Utah and take on the Jazz tonight. The tip is set for 8 o'clock. The Kansas City Chiefs are reuniting with Eric Bieniemy, bringing him in as their offensive coordinator, replacing Matt Nagy. Speaking of Nagy, he interviewed with the Eagles for their offensive coordinator job yesterday. Finally, in college hoops, the Longhorns fell in Kentucky. The Wildcats outscored them 85-80 despite 29 from Dylan Swain. Meanwhile, Texas A&M took down the Mississippi State Bulldogs 88-68. The Aggies are now 5-1 in the SEC. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, hello everybody. Good morning. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We've got some Parker McCollum tickets. January 31st at the Frostbank Center.
A
rodeo tickets. Oh, Parker, turns out he's a big star.
He's a rock star, baby.
That's right.
The big time. You could say you saw him win.
Girls shooting their panties at him like a slingshot off their thumb.
And you have to do it at the right time because he's going to be on a stage that's spinning. So you have to time your launch of your G-string.
That's right.
Your T-back.
That's right. Greg says that for the people on the iHeartRadio app, can y'all do like caller 10 or 11 because it runs on a 5-second delay, never have a chance to win tickets.
Well, maybe.
Well, the problem is with that, that's asking Vic to do a whole lot of work.
The reason behind that, brother, is most of the people that are on the app are normally not in vicinity to take advantage of the tickets.
That's true.
Or they're listening post haste and the tickets have already given away.
Yeah,
but
why
you
aren't
have
you listening?
a valid point.
Why aren't you listening on the radio or on YouTube? What are you talking about?
Because he might be someplace far away and doesn't, and it's unfortunate, but that's science.
Keep it sports. He said, I met him as a kid. My dad worked with his dad.
Who's
that? Parker McCollum, I guess. Your dad worked with old Carl McCollum?
Old man McCollum? You work with old man McCollum?
I'll be damned. Let's go with, well, you know what? We'll go with caller 12 today. Caller 12, you'll win a pair of tickets to go see Parker McCollum Saturday, January 31st at the Frost. I heard you during your Sports Center. The Texas A&M Fighting Aggies got another win last night in college hoops.
Boy, it's the most difficult success I've ever had to deal with A&M.
They sit at, well,
I mean, it's a game that I don't enjoy watching, but the outcome is spectacular.
You've done nothing but bitch about buckyball.
I'm just not a fan of that style, but I'm about to become a disciple. It's working.
The Aggies are 5-1, tied for first place in the SEC with Florida after the win over Mississippi State. Now Mississippi State's kind of the dregs, but the good news for A&M is this weekend they get another game against the dregs, which is South Carolina. So A&M, I mean, they're, despite not doing much of anything in the non-conference, if you play in the SEC and you have a moderate amount of success, you're going to be a tournament team.
Yeah, this is so early in the conference that they can shoot the lights out. That when the moon is full and the breeze is right, they can beat anybody in the country. But they can also lose to anybody in the country. Is what bothers me.
But the truth is, I mean, their only SEC loss is a double overtime road loss at Tennessee.
Yeah.
That's a great loss. I mean,
no, everything you're saying is right, and that's why I'm having so much trouble with this, because they're winning games in a manner in which that I have past experience that tells me that this is a lot of fun until it's not.
Yeah,
it's the Daryl Morey, when you rely on numbers. Yes, over time you will always be right. But sometimes you run out of time in a specific game because you don't get time to regress or progress to the mean.
I don't know. I give them a good amount of credit. I think that this has been a so far so good type of a job by Bucky. I do think if your concern is, well, does this fly come postseason time? It probably wins you a game, and then you're probably still a first weekend type of team. But
you get on a heater
once he gets the players that he really wants. I think there's a possibility.
Oh no, I'm not anti forever. This is a style of basketball that has yet to be proven to be absolutely successful. And like, you can go be consistently a contending champion. It doesn't mean this style is the great equalizer. It allows you to play with less talent and more activity. Yeah. It focuses on activity.
And they do have less talent.
Yeah, they do. And you play this style, you're always going to be slightly less because you're playing with 5 dudes. You don't get to be a star. You you might get to be a star one night, but you don't get to be the lead dog because that's not how we play. This is a style of basketball that allows you not to have to chase 5 stars, chase a bunch of 3 and 4 stars that can shoot and will hustle their ass off and find 8 of them and go win some basketball games. It's fun. But until he shows me, or this style shows me, that you can actually go win a conference championship and progress deep into the tournament, I'm always going to be, this is regular season fun.
But I don't know. And maybe this is, the difference between where you stand and I stand on A&M basketball as a program. I mean, I think if you win a conference championship at A&M, that's huge. I don't think the expectation at A&M shouldn't be winning conference championships.
This is me as an old man going, that's not how you win consistently. I love the fact that you're doing it, but you're going to have to prove to me that you can do it, because so many other coaches, when Shaka showed up in Texas, he was running his version of buckyball. Now, it wasn't run like this, but it was an athletic, we're going to pace you, we're going to press you, we're going to win with activity and layups and just wear you down.
I think the best version of this is kind of what's happening in Alabama. I think Nate Oates is like kind of
But
what you can hope to be.
Here's the difference, though.
He's got the players.
Yes, he's putting out number 1 draft picks. That makes it a whole lot easier to win with that style because you can fall back in your Jimmies and Joes instead of your X's and O's.
Yeah. So, and I mean, they're a little bit better defensively too. I mean, Nate Oates is just he's been there for long enough to build it up.
He's a young kid, and he will develop into something. This is if you'd have told me that we'd be 5-1 in the first place in the SEC sitting today. No, we're outrageously ahead of schedule.
On the downside of hoops, yesterday saw the UTSA Roadrunners drop their 12th straight game, 81-62. UTSA is quickly becoming one of the worst teams in college basketball. That is not something I expected. I didn't expect them to be great, but to be the only, there are no, the Americans are considered a mid-major. Got things like the MAAC, the Mid-American Conference, the Northeast Conference. Those are low majors. UTSA is the worst mid-major program in the country. And, speaking of Nate Oates, Austin Clonch, who was an assistant for Nate Oates, I don't know if he regrets taking this job or not, but it's pretty clear that winning at UTSA in basketball might be impossible.
Well, it is impossible right now. Because, one, it's not a priority. You can't play in that barn and tell me you want to win. I mean, because you're immediately starting behind the block.
And if there's no money for Jeff Traylor and football players, there ain't going to be no money for this.
That's why we have wholesale roster flip every year. And I don't care how good a coach you are, but if you're a young coach and you're in this environment, and while it's a mid-major, the difference between the guys that he's playing against, keep in mind, they're traveling into Memphis. They're going up against some schools that are sending dudes to leagues. Now, it might not be the NBA, but they're sending dudes to play professional basketball around this world. And they're playing against talent that is far and above anything that they've got, and also playing against teams that have continuity. And Clonch, 2 years in, I bet he's had 22 guys under scholarship over the last 2 years. You know what I mean? Everybody came and went, and he brought in another crew. There is no continuity. They have no offensive depth, no defensive ability, and they're hurt. So, I mean, there's a lot of reasons to failure. But this is a product. This isn't just Clonch. This is 10 years in the making.
Well, this is also, this is a serious lack of talent. It's not like
you got no money and you play in a barn. And this is you're a second-year coach from Alabama with no previous head coaching experience. You're here because you could recruit your ass off. He was Nate Oates' dude to go sign him. You're here to do the same thing with a much more shallow talent pool, and you're trying to get better fast. So you're taking a bunch of transfers from their third consecutive school that are just going to have a post office box. They ain't going to be here longer than the season. The design is built to fail. There's no success is winning a conference game at home. That's success for them. And until we get past that, I don't expect much. And it's not Clonch's fault. It's not. He took a job where everything is leveled against him.
They are losing. Their closest game in conference play has been a 16-point loss. Their average margin of defeat in conference, where they're 0-7.
But what
do you think it is? What do you think their average margin in conference is? Minus what?
Oh, I can't even imagine. Once they get film on these guys, 25, 20?
24 points per game.
Well,
they're losing by. That's
I am
crazy.
Making massive excuses for him because in the practice gym right beside him, the women are 4-1 in conference. Right beside you. They're recruiting. They're winning.
Yeah.
And they're playing in this barn.
I mean, I guess it doesn't take as much money, I guess, to win in that. But
you're still dealing with it's still a relative thing. The ladies have an opportunity to go other places too. They're dealing with lesser and they're winning. So while I give Clonch every excuse, dude, the ladies are women. The baseball teams managed to pick it up, and they're playing on a high school field there. So it's not all facilities and it looks pretty, so they won't come. At some point, you got to coach your way out of a paper bag. And right now, it hadn't happened. But I give him enough reasons to say, keep on plugging, brother. Maybe you'll break through. But right now, you might as well start looking for another one, because if you don't fire him, he's going to leave.
I mean, it's not like under previous regimes, like
Coach Henson was here for forever because he was perfectly willing and happy to take what was given, and he was a good enough experienced coach to win enough games just to keep people without not being the tall blade of grass that gets mowed.
Well, and he was an upgrade over Brooks Thompson before him.
Well, Brooks was the only coach to take him to the tournament, but Brooks had some terrible health issues and some personal demons.
See, I don't know that, but
yeah, he ended up. Well,
but his last few seasons were a disaster.
They were for personal issues and some other stuff. He had taken a program that he had effectively built. He took him to the tourney and had done a good job, but some personal stuff kind of ended that.
But Austin Clonch, I mean, last year he improved a little bit, but this year is this is 3 steps back.
It sucks, man. It does, and I thought he was a good hire.
I did too. I was like, man, this is like UTSA pie in the sky. Austin Clonch is coming here. Nate Oates' top assistant is coming to UTSA.
Swimming uphill.
This is a disaster.
It is.
And like you said, the money just isn't there. The facilities aren't there. It's a shame.
My recommendation would be to the alumni who care about this stuff is kind of lean in on Lisa and the AD and the money, but really kind of this program to grow. And this is me just sitting on the outside. Recruit local. Get some guys that want to stay.
It's
home.
Your best chance. And guys who aren't getting offered a bunch of money.
Yeah, don't be afraid of being told no. And the big fear from every basketball coach here is they don't want to recruit local and have somebody go to Incarnate Word and let word get out.
Yeah.
Have somebody they're recruiting local and the guy goes, "Nah, I'd rather go play at St. Mary's." That's kind of an embarrassing look. Don't be afraid of that. Recruit local. Get some fans. There's enough players here that you can be at least where you are now. But have some continuity, and then good things will happen because we will give you time. I mean, you can't fall off the floor. We know where you are.
The problem is, like, the teams that they're playing against, are like Rice. You know, if Rice fields a team of low-end Houston guys and Charlotte fields a team of North Carolina low-end guys, and Tulane gets the low-end New Orleans players, Memphis gets the low-end, and Memphis gets higher than that, but San Antonio's still kind of behind the 8 ball
they're
on those.
Recruiting from, Senegal and Alaska and Maine.
Temple's getting Philly guys. So, it's just San Antonio basketball probably isn't at a spot where it can be like this is where the American Conference really sucks for UTSA.
It does.
This is where like football they've been very competitive and you're starting to see it hurt a little bit the lack of investment. Mm-hmm. But when you're playing at this level and there's just really no investment, you look silly. And UTSA basketball looks silly right now.
Just last week, they were talking with Penny Hardaway about life, and it was more about not life in a mid-major conference, but playing games in mid-major arenas. Because that can be more difficult than going into the big old places because they're so loud and obnoxious.
Think about Gonzaga. When you play Gonzaga in the Kennel versus when they play in that big arena in Spokane, it's way tougher to play in their homes.
Wichita State game. Go see what that's like. So and that's what he was saying. He goes, it's a tough place to play. And then as a kicker on that conversation, he goes, except for UTSA, because I don't know what the hell's going on there.
Yeah. B. Hannon says Kingston Fleming, SA native. Yeah, but guys like him are never going to stay here. Like. And if you do get a guy like that, he'll be here for less than a year and probably, I mean, when you got a guy who's going to be a top 10 pick in the NBA, he's not going to go to UTSA. That's just never, ever, ever going to happen. But there are, I mean, Rob's right that if you can't get good players, at least get good players that are local. Give the fan base a reason to grow locally, and at least have some guys that want to stay here, have a reason to stay here. Pick guys who say, I want to come to UTSA because I want to stay at home in San Antonio. I want to be around my family.
His name escapes me on my computer is Fritzen. We had a kid come out of San Antonio, not of Kingston Fleming's level, because Kingston, by the time he graduated, was a true 5-star. A kid came out, and as soon as my brain or my computer begins to work, kid signed with Arizona State.
Okay.
Leaves Arizona State, goes to Alabama. Leaves Alabama, or was it Ole Miss? I forget where. It might have been Ole Miss when Beard landed there. Now is here at UTSA, where he probably should have been from the get-go. He would have been the biggest get anybody would have gotten around here, but that's the kind of guy that's slipping away
that UTSA should have a viable role in it. It wasn't that long ago where UTSA with Steve Henson was in the mix for some of the upper echelon San Antonio kids.
Austin Nunez is the guy you're talking about. He did transfer from Arizona State.
Classic example of a kid that would have never considered UTSA because he was a high four, maybe, getting close to 5-star dude. But at the end of the day, when it didn't work at Arizona State, it should have been, let's come on home, brother.
Yeah.
And let your family play. You're good enough to start and be very successful here, but it wasn't even a thought.
Yeah. And listen, if you're a local San Antonio kid and you got a chance to go play at Ole Miss or you've got a chance to stay at UTSA, you're going to go play in the SEC 9 times out of 10. And that makes sense. But if you don't make it there, this should be the destination to come back to. And those coaches who should be recruiting him anyway, just to let him know, hey, we love you. We'd love to have you. We understand you're probably going off to do bigger things, but we're going to keep an eye on you. And if things work out down the road, that's a great thing to say to a local kid. Even Kingston Fleming. There's a world where Kingston Fleming could have been totally in over his head at Houston, God forbid, Kingston Fleming's mom could have gotten sick and he wants to be back home. Like, those are things you should throw the line out on. But, yeah, certainly any 3-4 stars from San Antonio, UTSA should be all over him and just like, hey, we know you're probably not staying here, but if you decide down the road you want to be back in San Antonio, we've got a spot for you.
Well, a couple of years ago, as recently as 2020, 2021, Steve Henson had a respectable roster. Javon Jackson has gone on to play, been very successful. The younger Wallace brother the older Wallace brother, Kaysen, was here. And Keaton, bless his heart, kept UTSA in his final 5 before he signed with Kentucky all the way through because Henson realized, as long as you just keep me on the list, there's other teams that are other kids that'll look at me going, if Wallace is considering me, others will. That was only 4 years ago. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, so it's not going to be hard to turn the corner, but there's going to have to be a little bit of an above and beyond approach to this that's going to involve some money that, quite frankly, they don't have.
Yeah,
and I don't see it coming anytime soon.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate that it's fallen into this state of disarray. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at what's going on in the world outside of sports. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
Arasti providers are around San Antonio and continue to grow for a reason. What they do works. So if you're living in daily pain, something that is legitimately keeping you from doing things that you love, stop it. This is 2026. There's a fix out there, and it's available much more than you think. See, the thing about Arasti is not only their approach to getting you up out of pain, it's how they do their business. So you don't need a referral to go see an Arasti provider. You can walk right in the door, and above and beyond that, they accept most insurances. So you're going to get the care that you need as fast as possible. And then it's what they do that makes them, different. It separates them because they fix your pain fast. It's not one of those long-term, take a couple of pills and hopefully it'll deaden up and heal on its own. No, Arasti has a hands-on approach. They're going to figure out why you're in pain, what's causing the pain, and go in and fix that. So if you're dealing with soft tissue injuries, sprains, or strains, my goodness, what are you waiting on? Maybe it's a lower back issue, the tightness that just grabs you, or you're dealing with something above and beyond that. Tension, headaches, plantar fasciitis, all can be fixed remarkably fast with Arasti. So what are you waiting on? Well, first of all, write this number down. It's 1-800-404-6050. The website, Arasti.com, has a good map of all the locations. Don't wait. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. Call Arasti today. They're going to see you fast, fix you fast, and when they do, come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We do have a stall at I-10 westbound. That connector to 1604. It's on the right shoulder of that flyover ramp. On I-10 eastbound at Huebner, disabled vehicle onto the shoulder, and we still have a closure. This is now an investigation on Wetmore, northbound, southbound, still closed between Northeast Loop 410 frontage road to just before Broadway. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line. We'll check it out. 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Sean, 93 Toyota 4Runner, 130,000 miles, new engines and transmission. What'd you spend on the engine and training?
$6,500.
Yeah. So at some point, you need to throw the towel in and let her go on to the graveyard. When you blew the tranny, I didn't mean it like that, like your transmission failed. I didn't mean like you blew a tranny.
I got the tranny.
I'm trying to say it right. Transmission.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show, Saturday morning at 8 on 90.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you can put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-568-3344. 800-568-3344. 800-568-3344.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football. It's a pepper thing.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
I wonder if the people on the YouTube know what song's playing just based off how we how I do my mouth music and my drumming.
Name that tune in 3 beats.
All right. Did you see the drama with Ice-T?
No, I have not heard any drama with Ice-T.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Ice-T was on the Twitter.coms. Okay. And he ended up on He wrote, hope you had a happy MLK Day. Some things never change, as the caption for a tweet revisiting the 1958 arrest of Martin Luther King outside a courthouse in Montgomery, Alabama, accused of loitering while showing public support for Ralph Abernathy, who was being arraigned inside that. And he's dressed in a suit and a hat. 2 white officers, pulling his arms behind his back. And one lady, Annette Albright, a former teacher, and well, I'll let you guess what her on Twitter. She's very supportive of some politicians. She said, "You are married to a whole white woman and talking about some things never change." So, and then with 2 eye roll emojis. Double eye roll? What? Ice-T said, "Wow, I have no words for this bitch. Shake my head." Now,
we're getting into something real.
Oh, yes. A second person said, "It's definitely changed, especially for whites and blacks are able to marry and have a family. Stop the hate." And then she replied, "Did Ice-T just refer to me as a bitch because I challenged his rhetoric? He couldn't man up and communicate me like he would want someone to talk to his mother, sister, or daughter. I didn't disrespect him or call him out his name.
Kind of did.
I shouldn't have expected anything less from a man who chose a wife who was working a pole and can't keep his license tag in good standing."
There it is. You didn't choose violence, but this. I'm going to send a little stray your direction. She's on the pole.
So somebody said, "Wait a minute. You insulted his wife of 24 years out of the blue because he posted a picture of MLK. Then you called her a pole dancer again out of the blue for no reason."
But no, I'm not choosing violence. I'm just pointing out the
Yeah.
fact that he has a white wife that was on the pole. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't step into that field. That's some.
Yeah, but it's not worth it.
Man, I've seen it. I've seen it come from mothers mad at their sons. I've seen a lot of it.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt.
You don't bring a white woman home.
But yeah, also, I don't know, a black man marrying a white woman, like the whole
sisters get
but
upset with that.
The whole thing about MLK was he wanted I want little black boys and little white girls playing together, and Ice-T and a little white girl played together, and now they're married.
Now they're married.
Yes,
that's what happened.
That's what he wanted.
I only speak of things I understand. I'm not stepping into that pool.
Anthony Kiedis, the frontman for the Red Hot Chili Peppers, his producer, Michael Beinhorn, has claimed that Anthony Kiedis is, quote, tone deaf.
What? Well, I'm not going to dispute that. I don't think when you think of the Chili Peppers, you think of giant lyrics. I mean, he's not a singer. He's a performer. There's a big difference.
And when I say tone deaf, I'm not saying like he can't read the room. This guy's saying he literally can't hear pitch. He doesn't understand.
But since when is that a prereq? There's a lot of guys that have no pitch that have had very good rock and roll careers.
Yeah, so there's a song that John Frusciante ended up singing on called "Knock Me Down," which is from the Mother's Milk album. It's a song about the guitarist that they had in the 80s that died of an overdose. But they say, why did John sing on that song? And he said, it's my favorite Chili Pepper song. Why did John sing on that song? I know originally it was him and Anthony singing lead vocals, but why not only Anthony Kiedis, who was his best friend, singing? In response, the producer said, I'm glad you love Knock Me Down so much. It was a major departure from the Red Hot Chili Pepper sound up till that point, which, by the way, since then, they've never departed from their sound. Every Red Hot Chili Pepper song sounds exactly the same.
You know it's a Pepper song,
no
doubt.
John sang the song, or rather his voice was louder in the mix because the song was melodic, and Anthony was/is tone deaf, i.e. he can't hear pitch. At any rate, John essentially wrote the song, including the melody, so it wasn't entirely inappropriate for him to sing the song. Plus, he somewhat idolized Hillel, who was the guitar player who died. The producer then said he never found out what they thought of the final mix, but he did recollect that Kiedis freaked out, not in a good way, when he played the tracks and the finished guitars on them for the first time. He said, I think the band kind of disowned the record because of this, because
there's a lot of fabulous
performing musicians that can't sing.
I love hearing stories like from producers and guys behind the scenes about what bands are like, and like I love seeing band documentaries.
Oh, but behind the scenes, the band was
Did
in
you see
turmoil.
Did you see the Beastie Boys documentary on Apple Music? What I mean, how awesome was that? Like to see all the behind the scenes
Well,
stuff.
do you remember the Unplugged series on MTV?
Oh,
It was
yeah,
must watch,
yeah.
man. All the stuff that went on behind. I was just making a list of singers of performers that I truly enjoy that can't sing.
And behind the music, I love those. Like I read what is his name? Why is it escaping me? The singer from Creedence,
Fogerty.
John Fogerty. I read John Fogerty's book, and he talks about how the other two guys in the band, one's his brother and the other's a family friend. When they started Creedence, neither one of them knew how to play an instrument.
Mm-hmm.
And
Fogerty kept all that music rights.
Yeah. Oh, well, rightfully so.
Yeah.
He wrote their part, and they're like mad. They want to get money from him, and he's like, "Wait a minute! I wrote your parts. I played your parts in the studio. You basically just had to stand up on stage and not screw up while I performed, and you got paid for that. And now you want to own my music? Are you crazy?"
We went like a decade without Fogerty music because of those lawsuits. Because he made a make good part for his brother.
Yeah. But that's I love reading stuff like that.
Do you think Neil Young can sing?
Old man, look at
see,
my life.
You can be. You don't have to. You just got to be unique. You don't got to be good.
Bob Dylan is like probably the greatest example.
The latest, I don't think Gary Clark Jr. can sing at all, but he's a great performer. I pay to see him come by every time, but it ain't because of his singing. It's because of the entire package. So I don't think that's a. I think in some professions it's kind of a slight, but you're a performer first and a singer second. It's like telling a quarterback, you're a good quarterback, you can't throw.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of can.
Well, but
just not the way you like.
Yeah, maybe not like Jalen Hurts.
Or Bo Nix.
Is Jalen Hurts a good quarterback? I don't know. The first album in U.S. history to sell over 40 million units is
Taylor Swift.
No.
Michael Jackson.
No.
What? It wasn't Thriller? Or?
That Thriller is number 2 on the list.
Ooh, I'm interested.
The Eagles' greatest hits, 1971 to 75.
I get it.
The best-selling album of all time in the U.S. has officially crossed the 40 million unit mark.
I get it, man.
It's also announced today that the Hotel California has been certified 28 times platinum, maintaining its position as the third best-selling album in U.S. history. So the Eagles have the number 1 and number 3 selling albums in U.S. history.
Best country band of all time.
Kind of, yeah.
They're a country band, man. I'm sorry.
On Friday, the Eagles start their 12 final shows at the Las Vegas Sphere, which is the longest-running residency at the Sphere so far. Yeah, not their 12 final ever, but in this particular residency, it's their last 12 shows.
Minix has gone to see him a couple times. I'd love to.
Has he seen him at the Sphere?
I think he might have. Actually.
That's pretty cool. Oh, you know what? In Vegas, isn't he going to Vegas this weekend?
I think so.
I bet he's going
to
for that.
No, he's going to see the dude that used to be married Gwen Stefani. Who's the singer? Blake.
Oh, Blake Shelton?
Blake Shelton's in Vegas this weekend.
Oh.
But I think he's already seen that one. The Eagles, yeah, I get it. It's kind of like Muzak. They're good background music. So I guarantee you everybody listening's got that record on their particular music system.
Gilbert says Rob and AJ talked about the Eagles. Now they're number 1. Not a coincidence. I think you're right.
That's what we do.
I think they should.
You can tell me this ain't a country song.
They should send us some
It was
some
an
royalties.
Urban Cowboy. Remember that?
Dude.
Remember Urban Cowboy?
That's when you've been fed a line. This is rock. Oh, it's rock.
Oh, yes. Yeah, this is country music. Now, the Songwriters Hall of Fame has inducted their latest class. Alanis Morissette.
All right.
Kenny Loggins.
I'm all right.
Christopher Tricky Stewart.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either. Nope. Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley of Kiss. And Taylor Swift. All inducted into the Songwriting Hall of Fame.
The crazy thing about that is that Taylor Swift's been around long enough to get in.
So Christopher Tricky Stewart, he is a songwriter, producer, and rapper. who is best known for writing Rihanna's Umbrella, Beyonce's Single Ladies. So he's written some
So you don't have to be around for a
hits.
long time to get
You
into
just have to
this.
make a couple hits.
Right. I get it.
Also, this fella got in, Walter Afanasieff, who wrote Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You.
So we have him to blame?
Yeah, he's the one.
His fault?
He's
His
the
fault.
one. He is the one. He's putting it out there. Finally, the Razzie nominations are out. We know the Oscars are coming up very quickly. Like the nominations will be announced this week.
The sad thing is I've always seen more Razzie movies than Oscar movies.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. The Golden Raspberry Awards has announced their nominations for its 46th edition. The movies getting the most nods, the most nominations for worst movies, worst picture. Snow White, the live-action Snow White movie.
Didn't see that one.
I didn't either. What about Ice Cube's War of the Worlds movie? Did you see that one?
No.
Yeah.
I thought the Cube was doing basketball. He's doing this too?
He's doing this too,
All right.
yeah.
It was just like he was in the room the whole time. That was it.
The other you saw the movie?
Yeah.
It was bad?
Yeah.
The other movies that are nominated for worst film, The Electric State.
Oh, I saw that one. That's terrible. That's got Chris Pratt in it, right?
I haven't seen any of these.
That
The
movie's
five
awful.
nominees, I haven't seen any of them. Hurry Up Tomorrow.
I don't know that one.
I don't know that one.
And Star Trek Section 31.
Oh, that just sounds awful.
After Section 29, I thought
Yeah,
they
you were
jumped
out on
the shot,
that.
But now 31.
You were out on that.
31, yeah.
In the acting categories, Abel Tesfaye is nominated for Worst Actor for his performance in Hurry Up Tomorrow. Dave Bautista in The Lost Lands.
Well, he has to. I mean, he just flexes.
That's it. That's your job.
Is that Drax?
Yeah. Ice Cube from War of the Worlds. Scott Eastwood from Alarum, which I haven't even heard of that movie.
Nope.
And Jared Leto in Tron Ares.
I just saw that movie. It's good.
Did you think Jared Leto did a good job in it?
So, but
Well, he's nominated. He's nominated for worst performance.
Yeah. I mean, I like the Tron movies anyway.
I don't know any of these. Love Hurts, In the Lost Lands, Fountain of Youth, Bride Hard, and that Star Trek movie. That's Natalie Portman's the most famous of the girls nominated. Mila Jovovich, Rebel Wilson is nominated in Bride Hard. Another notable category is the worst screen combo. The Seven Dwarfs from Snow White, James Corden and Rihanna in Smurfs, Ice Cube and his Zoom camera in War of the Worlds.
Zoom camera.
Robert De Niro as Frank and Vito in The Alto Nights.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
And The Weeknd and his colossal ego in a movie called Hurry Up Tomorrow.
I'm reading the breakdown. Jenna Ortega's in Hurry Up Tomorrow, too.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I'm lucky, I guess. I haven't seen a lot of these bad movies.
Nah.
I did. Worst supporting actress Emma Horvath is nominated for The Strangers Chapter 2. I did see that one.
Was she particularly bad?
I mean, the whole movie's pretty bad. But it's a horror movie, so when I watch a horror movie, I generally expect it to be bad. So I'm okay with a bad horror movie because I accept that I like a genre of movie that is generally a bad movie.
And
but
I don't expect. In fact, I want it to be bad.
Yeah,
That's
it brings
the
me
reason I'm
joy.
there.
I just want violence and gore and maybe a jump scare now.
New and
That's all I'm
interesting
asking
ways
for.
to kill people.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
that's
chasing.
it. All right, let's take our last break of the day, fellas. We'll come back. We'll wrap up the show the way we always do. It's the Daily Lines. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The post-career day press conference brought to you by Progressive.
Anthony, can you tell us what happened during career day?
I'm a biomedical researcher. The kids just weren't impressed.
How did you feel when your son called in the backup?
Embarrassed, and I knew it would be a fireman. It's always a fireman. It's cliche, but a crowd favorite. He had an axe and everything. I can't compete with that.
And will the fireman be helping your son with his science fair project?
Hope not. I'm literally a scientist.
Like it or not, sometimes you need a backup. That's why there's Progressive to protect your home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
For a limited time, get a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking water station when you purchase a Connecticut water softener. Clean, great tasting water at your kitchen sink. Hurry before they're gone.
ConnecticutSA.com. Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
When you're hiring,
Have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with their award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
It's Pork Rind Appreciation Day at PorkRinds.com. Hall of Famer Devin Hester and PorkRinds.com are lining up to be the heroes for the Gridiron Greats Assistance Fund. Pork rinds are the MVP of the snack aisle. Low-carb, gluten-free, and packed with protein. Don't settle for ordinary on game day. Visit PorkRinds.com to enter for a chance to win a 2027 Big Game Travel Package and a year's supply of rinds. Support a great cause and find your favorite rinds at PorkRinds.com. Pork Rind Appreciation Day, the crunchiest day in football.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
Andy Kalu here on the Blitz. C.J. Stroud with the 4 interceptions. I mean, Josh Allen lost a couple of fumbles and threw a couple of interceptions, and you always kind of felt like, well, it's Josh Allen. He's going to have his team in position to win. With C.J. Stroud, as a fan, you don't have that confidence.
You know, I watched both games. I know a lot of people are throwing out there, why isn't Josh Allen getting the same hate? His was bad, but it didn't feel as bad. Even with his turnovers, it didn't feel like he lost the game. And I don't know why I'm being biased. Maybe I'm racist and I'm sticking up for the white boy. Maybe I'm a self-hating Uncle Tom or something, but maybe that.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
This is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey-o! Good morning. 9:46 on the Morning Huddle.
Hey, there's things happening in the building.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
We are going through a little remodel in the building. We're up, we've got some new paint on the walls. And
putting new carpet in for the water falling out of the ceiling to ruin.
We actually have air conditioning in our studio, so we're flying forward. But I was just cornered by a couple of our fine sales staff.
Yeah.
And they've been using our office as a temporary home.
Mm-hmm.
I think they want to make it permanent.
Why?
I don't blame them.
They've got some privacy in there.
I don't
That's
blame
like,
them.
would you rather work in an office or a cubicle?
Yeah, I don't blame them at all for what they want. Now, and I'm really not opposed to it because, quite frankly, it's just a place for me to put my stuff.
It's our storage closet. It's our locker.
But if they do want it, I think we need to arrange some sort of nothing in this world is free.
Well, what about their desk now?
Well, it's all being redone, and they're in cubicle land, and they're in an office right now, and I expect they're going to want to take them back. But I think they're thinking
take that long.
They really like our office and aren't going to want to leave. And I'm like, I don't really care, but I don't want them to know that.
Oh, I
want them to think that's my safe. That's my what's the
Fortress of Solitude?
Yeah, that's my Fortress of Solitude.
I mean, remember, there's been times, especially before my wife was here, that I was out late enough that I had to.
That's your bedroom.
I would want to retain a key. I still want to have access, but the day-to-day, I don't really care.
Yeah.
And they have kind of prettied up the place.
Well, they do clean it up.
They did clean it up. It had a
was
smell.
clean.
That has been nice.
They threw away that burrito that'd been sitting in my drawer for 3 months.
that is Rob keeps some food in there. I don't know.
It's dry aged.
Rob, you know that commercial? Expired.
Yeah,
Expired.
It's still good. It's still good. You just kind of peel that fuzz. That fuzz is good.
Scrape that part off, and it's good.
That's how they discovered antibiotics. So
cut the green part off the cheese, and you can eat it.
It just has a different flavor.
You're right. All right, let's wrap up the show the way we always do, taking a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
All right, I won't ask you to make a final prediction till tomorrow because we're gonna play pros and cons tomorrow on how to go with this. But Patriots at Broncos. Broncos currently 4.5-point underdogs at home. Total 42.5.
Leaning Patriots as we sit.
Patriots minus 4.5.
Yeah, even as we sit.
And
that way.
over under 42.5.
Under.
Okay. Rams at the Seahawks. Currently as we sit, Rams plus 2.5 at Seattle. Total 46.5. Where do you sit
Seattle
today?
And the number.
You like Seattle and over?
I like Seattle. Yeah, I like it over. I think there's gonna be some scoring.
Okay. I think if they're scoring, that leans toward the Rams.
Probably. Again, don't hold me to it. I still have
Still
24 some odd hours to come to a conclusion, but I'm leaning that way.
In the association tonight, the Nuggies. This is a queer line, Rob. Nuggets minus 5.5 at the Wizards. What am I missing here?
Let's see what the injury
Someone's
status
pets' heads are falling off? There's something can't be right.
Because the most recent, let's see what we've got here.
If you tell me Joker's not playing, I knew that one.
Murray is a game-time decision. That is why.
Okay, let's just say you take Jamal Murray off the Nuggets. They're still better than the Wizards.
They should be. There's no expectation that Trae Young's certainly not going to play. Koulibaly is game time with a back, so the back doesn't tell me he's going to play.
Yeah.
I like the money in the Denver. Take it and run.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Rockets are at the Sixers. That's a pretty good game tonight. Rockets laying 2.5 on the road in Philly. Ooh, that's a tough one. I kind of lean to the home dog there.
Yeah.
Philly catching a couple points. I don't mind that.
There's a possibility that Philly does have Embiid and George playing. They're both game time decisions.
Oh, I'd really like Philly then. Hornets are at the Magic. The Magic, 6.5-point favorites. The Golden State Warriors, 5.5-point favorites at Dallas. Boy, Golden State didn't look good in their first time out without Jimmy Butler.
Man, I just don't feel very good about the second half of the Golden State season. It's going to be a slog.
I think you're right. Timberwolves minus 9.5 hosting the Bulls. That number tells me Josh Giddey's still not going to be playing.
Let me confirm that for you. Game time with a hammy.
Okay. Well, the number says he ain't playing.
A hammy. There ain't no game time. They tell you the day before.
Yeah. The San Antonio Spurs, 12.5-point favorites at the Jazz. Almost 13-point favorites now.
They beat them by 16 at home.
No, they beat them by 13 at home. 13. They're two games. They lost by 13. They won by 13. Now you're about to be catching 13 in Utah. I think I like Jazz tonight, catching 13.
Yeah, still no Devin, and I really am. And Lowry continues to be out, dude. I said earlier in the show I thought he had played. He hasn't played in weeks.
Yeah, I don't think I wouldn't expect him. But 13 just feels like too many.
Well, here's the difference.
Like you said about the Spurs, these are the games that they kind of sleepwalk through.
They do. Keep in mind, we beat the Jazz here by 13 with Keontae getting 30. He's out with a forearm.
Oh, Keontae's out?
Looks like he's out.
Oh, never mind.
So
cancel my wager.
I got game time for the forearm.
I don't want anything to do with it. If he's not out there, because he scored 40 the other night. I mean, when they got that upset win, he's been phenomenal this year. Lakers going a long road trip to the Clippers. The Clippers 1.5-point favorites there. At least they have a different arena now. That's an upgrade.
That's true.
And the Blazers 1.5-point favorites hosting the Miami Heat.
And I think it's kind of come down at the end of the year between Jaime Jaquez and Keldon Johnson for six man. It looks like that's where we're headed. And so I'm going to hope that the Heat suck for the rest of the year, just because I don't want Jaquez to be the award winner.
Well,
I want Keldon to get the winner.
Don't you want Keldon to because that ups his value?
Yeah,
It ups his trade
I like
value.
all that. Well, I don't know about trading. It's not since Manu have we had a 6-man like this. So I want him to get his just desserts.
In the National Hockey League, the Chicago Blackhawks are at the Carolina Hurricanes. What a line here. Carolina minus 300.
Good Lord.
Yeah, that's about right. The Dallas Stars are at the Blue Jackets. You know what I found out? And this is a free plug. Freebirds. You ever have Freebirds burritos?
Yeah.
I love those burritos. They do a thing where when the Dallas Stars score 3 goals, the next day you can get a burrito for $5. Like it's like normally like a $12 burrito you get for $5. Because I have the app, so it always tells me, and I'm like, oh, that must be Dallas locations. I went there the other day, and they've got a sign. It's like Dallas Stars score 3, you get $5 burrito the next day.
Even here?
Yeah.
All right.
So if you like burritos,
I don't know how I feel about that.
the Stars score 3 goals. The Stars score 3 goals almost every game.
What a brilliant marketing idea! Just go to a random city to grow your fandom.
Yeah.
And you're like, you know what? I know you're not paying attention, but when we do this, you get free food.
Dude, I love it. In Vegas, like you would get free McDonald's when the Knights won.
Wow.
So I ate McDonald's all the time.
Well, San Antonio, for us, when you talk about the glory days, it's the free coffee after the playoff games.
Yeah.
You know, and it wasn't about the coffee at Valero. It was about the community that it built.
Yeah.
And it was the best thing Valero could have ever done. The return on investment for a bunch of free coffee was ridiculous. The party that was at all those Valeros the next morning, brilliant. I can't wait for it again.
Well, Dallas minus 120 tonight. The total is 6.5.
Go Stars!
Total 6.5. So they're expecting at least 3 goals by Dallas. So that's good news for us. You might get a $5 burrito soon. Golden Knights minus 135 at the Bruins. Canadiens minus 120 hosting the Sabres. And Ottawa minus 120 in Nashville. All right, that does it for us. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll do it all over again, previewing the championship matches. Oh, yes. It's like Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes. Jason and Joe coming up at 2. We'll see you tomorrow.
From the San Antonio Sports Star Studios,